Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Fortune of Nations. Marriage Game, Thousands of Dimension Templates. Chapter 41. Roar. Xiaoshan let out a furious roar. The three heads immediately sprayed three equally hot waves of flames towards Yu Mo. The flame heat wave erupted by Xiaoshan has a huge attack range. The overwhelming heat wave seems to be able to swallow Yu Mo in midair instantly. Looking at Yu Mo, who was about to be swallowed by the flames, the hearts of all Chinese citizens raised their throats. This monster is so strong. God, be careful, it's over. Yu Shen has no place to hide from. This attack range is too wide, Yu Shen can't escape. Woo, and those hostile nationals are so excited that they are about to have intracranial GC. Yaxi, let the flames devour this Chinese person. Good to die, kill this little guy. Ha 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 ha, I see how you hide. Thank God. Come on, big dog, kill this Ziba. Wai Ting, Yu Mo, go to hell. Hua Sha is going to die. But at this time, looking at the overwhelming flames and heat waves, Yu Mo was very calm. Immediately mobilized the spiritual power in his body, and successfully displayed the skill he had just acquired, teleportation. In an instant, Yu Mo's figure appeared on Xiaoshan's back. Successfully avoided the attack of the flames and heat waves. Three flames and heat waves violently hit the stone wall of the valley. The terrifying temperature instantly melted the rock. Yu Mo also let out a breath of cool air quietly. Fortunately, he has the teleportation skill. Otherwise, he can't guarantee that he can survive the attack of this flame heat wave. Roar. Xiaoshan let out a surprised roar. The human being who was about to be buried under his attack disappeared in an instant. In the next second, Xiaoshan only felt an irresistible pain from the back of one of his heads. In an instant, a golden Pegasus phantom pierced through. Countless punches directly exploded one of Xiaoshan's heads, and countless bones and blood were directly blasted into bright red fireworks. It was Yu Mo who had just teleported to Xiaoshan's back and cast the skill, Tianma Meteor Fist. Immediately, one of Xiaoshan's giant heads was blown up. Seeing that Yu Mo didn't die in the sea of fire, but made a powerful and wonderful counterattack, all the Chinese people were relieved, and they cheered and said, "Great, I knew Yu Shen's strength is not that simple. Scared me to death. I thought Yu Shen was going to die. Yu Shen's teleportation skill is too unsolvable. A powerful life-saving skill. It's still Yu Shen's Tianma Meteor Fist that is so powerful. It directly blasted the monster's head. Come on, God. Destroy this A+ monster. Let the world see our Chinese power." And Yu Mo's performance also severely slapped those hostile devils in the face. Fact, did you make a mistake? He can teleport. This Yu Mo is too strong, I buy it. Impossible, absolutely impossible. How did Yu Mo's strength reach such a terrifying level? A+ monsters can't do anything about him. And he beat him to the head. I don't believe it. Ziba, hang up, hang up. This game doesn't know that Yu Mo is a hang-up. Seal him, seal him. The severe pain from the shattering of the head instantly made Xiaoshan a little confused. But under the unparalleled rage, Xiaoshan still resisted the severe pain of losing a head. Mobilize all the spiritual power in your body. Xiaoshan suddenly turned his huge body around. The engraved inscriptions all over his body burst out with strange rays of light at this moment. The remaining two heads were aimed at Yu Mo, who had just landed. The four fierce eyes emitted a blinding bloody red light. Roar, humans, it was able to force out my trick. I must tear you apart. In the next second, Xiaoshan with two remaining heads. Four bright red rays of light suddenly shot out from the four eyes. The inscription on the body suddenly vibrated violently. An extremely ear-piercing sound wave burst out, shaking the entire valley to buzz. This is the most powerful skill of the three vicious dogs, Xiaoshan, sensory destruction. It can destroy the vision and hearing of all creatures present, with a hit rate of 100%. But when Xiaoshan used his strongest skills, Yu Mo showed his own smile. Waiting for this is your move. I saw the dream in front of Yu Mo's chest. The 8 diagrams pendant suddenly floated up. The gossip plate in the center began to rotate continuously at high speed, and the gemstones inlaid on it also exuded the luster of pure crystal spiritual power. It was the moment when Yu Mo saw the bright red light and heard the ear-piercing magic sound. Dream Bagua Pendant's passive equipment additional skill Fumo Xinyan is activated. When hit by a powerful control skill, the power of this control skill will be doubled and returned to the opponent immediately. At this moment, the spiritual power of Mengmeng Bagua pendant exploded suddenly. In front of Yu Mo's body, a huge picture of aura and gossip is blurred. Every ray of bright red light irradiated, every decibel of harsh noise diffused. All are absorbed into the yin and yang in the gossip diagram. Under Xiaoshen's shocked gaze, Bagwatu suddenly shot out a heaven-shattering aura of subduing demons. Instantly devoured Xiaoshen's huge body. Roar, roar. I can't see. I can't see. Voice. Where is the voice? Sure enough, after being destroyed by the doubled power of the senses, the three vicious dogs Xiaoshen completely lost their sight and hearing. Yu Mo seized the opportunity, leapt high, and fell straight down in midair. At the same time release the skill, Pegasus Meteor Fist. Completely kill Xiaoshen, who has completely lost his resistance. Ding. The host kills the monster and gets the source point plus 200. Along with Xiaoshen, the remaining two heads were all smashed to pieces by Yu Mo. Yu Mo became the first player in the world to kill A+ level monsters. At the same time, the game system also gave a broadcast prompt. A string of words floated above the room. Congratulations to the player for completing the achievement of World's First Kill A+ Powerful Monster. Unlock Achievement Reward. Asura Experience. Players get a random large-scale disaster, which can be placed in any country except the country they belong to. Players can use it at any time. Seeing the broadcast of the game system, Yu Mo was stunned. Asura Experience. Random Mega Disasters. Can it be delivered to any country? See Yu Mo complete the achievement of the world's first A+ monster kill. And the achievement reward obtained, Shira Experience. The Chinese citizens can't sit still. Yu Shen's world first kill. So handsome. Yu Shen praises our country's prestige. It is indeed our China's divine light. Asura Experience. Directly causing a country to suffer a large-scale disaster. This is an achievement. It's awesome, this achievement reward. Couldn't you God directly abolish a country? Is there even a need to think about it? As a Chinese with a strong root, if you don't choose Yingzhong, you will choose Sakura country. It's so cool, everyone cheers for God. And those hostile citizens who were still cursing Washa on the forum and crazily cursing Yu Mo are all in a panic at the moment. Great gift crab. Asura Experience. Directly a large-scale disaster. Fake. Then our eagle sauce is going to be finished. Don't panic, the people of Washa hate the Sakura people the most. I think Yu Mo should choose to put it in the Sakura country. Baga. Lu. Don't be stinking upstairs. You, Yingzhong, are the most hateful country in the world. Oh my God, Yu Mo, I beg you, please don't put it on us. I want to live a few more years. Zaiba. Probably won't choose our Banky country. Our Banky country is just a tiny place. Even in the Washa official meeting room at this time, everyone is very excited. Yu Mo did really well. The first player in the world to kill an A+ monster. This achievement reward is simply against the sky. Which country will Yu Mo choose? If you want me to say, choose Yingzhong. Yingzhong, the global shit-stirring stick, should have disappeared long ago. It's not bad to choose Sakura country, after all, hatred cannot be forgotten. The great elder stood with his hands behind his back, and said in a deep voice. I believe Yu Mo will have his own ideas. Sure enough, as the great elder said, Yu Mo was not in a hurry to use Sura Experience. Because I just killed the player in the northern part of Burma Electric yesterday. Let Yu Mo know about the existence of connecting rooms. With the existence of connected rooms, he can also know the strength level of players from other countries. Although there will certainly not be any player who can surpass his own strength. But Yu Mo intends to observe the situation first, and if he encounters someone with decent strength, that means he must have brought a good national luck reward to his country. At that time, if I use Sura Experience to the country, I can directly cause the country's strength to be severely damaged. Help China stabilize its position as the world's hegemon. Of course, if you really can't meet any strength that you can overestimate. As a Chinese, you can either choose Eagle Sauce or Cherry Blossom. With this in mind, Yu Mo walked out of the room slowly. Back to the original plane. After finishing the exploration of this Black Dragon imprint room, what awaits me now are 4 refreshed rooms. And when Yu Mo looked up, he immediately became excited. Because in addition to the 3 white doors, there is also a pink door. Another marriage room. And what a coincidence, this matching room happened to bear the black dragon mark. Yumo raised his head immediately to check the prompt given by the system. Target. Marriage room. Residency. Ta-ta. Race. Spirit beast. Charming cat clan. Strength. C+. Characteristics. Cat girl. Hot. Domineering. Loving master. Irritability. Desire to destroy. Appearance value. 76 based on the public's aesthetics, the full value is 100. Comment. Generally speaking, she is a good cat girl, but she has a very hot personality and is very easy to get angry. She will probably demolish your home, but she also has a heart that loves you. Yumo frowned. This was the first time he met a normal marriage partner before the refresh. It seems that the marriage partners behind the marriage room are not all monsters, and they need to refresh themselves with the system. It's a pity, my own Xiao Wu and Fanju are all extremely handsome. Now I can't see this kind of marriage partner who has a face value of 76 and a strength of only C+. Seeing Yumo who refreshed the marriage matching room again, the Chinese citizens became excited one after another. It's coming. Yu Shen's third wife is coming. Marriage room, it's a marriage room. We Washa are about to get rewards from the national games again. Yu Shen's European spirit continues to spread. Other players either encountered monsters or goblins, or wronged themselves to find a monster wife. Only our god Yu can accurately find beauties of all races. Today, Yu Shen has released an epic level equipment, and even killed a monster with A+ strength for the first time. Won't the Ochi run out? Upstairs, shut up. Those trembling hostile citizens almost fainted when they saw Yumo showing up a marriage room again. Zaiba. It's another marriage room. It's another marriage room. It's only the 3rd day, this kid is going to get his 3rd wife. It doesn't matter if the quantity is large, even the quality is ridiculously high. No surprises, the object behind this room must be a big beauty. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. I don't believe he can offer such a great marriage partner for 3 consecutive days. Finally, a monster with S strength comes, kill him directly, and only then can the hatred in my heart be eliminated. In the game world, Yumo suddenly murmured in his heart. System, refresh, ding. The host chooses to refresh the match partner in the marriage room, consuming 100 source points. The system is refreshed immediately. 1000-dimensional template refresh completed. When the system prompts that the refresh is successful, a string of text reappears in the marriage room in front of Yumo. Target. Marriage room. Residence. Angel of Justice, Kyle. Race. Angel. Strength. S. Features. Royal Sister, Angel, Perfect Body, Cool, Wings, Cool, Golden Armor. Appearance value. 95 based on the public's aesthetics, the full value is 100. Evaluation. The representative of Gaoleng Yuji in the game dimension, her image has been realized. Although she looks cold, she has a warm and soft heart that can block all harm for you. Yumo bit her lower lip tightly. Don't let your excitement show up on your face. Angel of Justice, Kyle. This was the hero he was best at in the previous Life Alliance. Wearing golden armor and a helmet, she is full of heroism, and her figure is even more charming when she wields the holy sword and releases the light shield. After taking off the helmet, that blonde hair and pretty face. It is still loved by many game fans. At this time, Kyle's image has been realized, and Yumo can't wait to see Kyle's appearance. Yumo stretched out his hand and pushed open the door of the pink marriage room. When Yumo entered the marriage room, find yourself on top of a cloud. The golden sun shone down, making the surroundings look very sacred and noble. Yumo carefully stepped on the clouds that had been dyed golden under his feet. Looking at everything that is empty around, suddenly there was a sound of piercing through the air, and Yumo subconsciously activated the skill, Invincible Golden Body. Kang. There was a crisp sound of metal rubbing, and a flaming long sword inlaid with several gems bounced off Yumo's body. In the next second, an angel wearing holy gold armor and flying 4 wings on his back descended. Steadily caught the flaming long sword that was bounced off by Yumo. Even wearing a helmet and armor. But she couldn't hide her incomparably well-proportioned, perfect curves. It is Yumo's marriage partner, the Angel of Justice, Kyle. The wings on Kyle's back flapped slowly, and then landed above the clouds. She took off her helmet, and her long blonde hair fell like a waterfall in an instant. It looks even more dazzling under the sunlight, flowing with golden luster. The battle armor shone with golden light, exuding a powerful sacred aura. The blue eyes shone brightly, revealing wisdom and strength. The 4 pure white wings on the back are like snow-white clouds. Each wing exhibits perfect symmetry, exuding an aura of kindness and serenity. Her wings fluttered gently, leaving stretched and elegant arcs. Her face is dignified and beautiful, with a divine radiance radiating from the detailed outlines. The tall nose bridge, slender eyebrows, and pink lips all show her temperament and purity that are different from ordinary people. She has a tall and graceful figure, with just the right curves, showing a graceful beauty. Hundreds of millions of Chinese citizens who watched the live broadcast were completely stunned. This is a female angel, what the hell? What a beautiful female angel. Blonde hair and blue eyes. She's so amazing. She still has wings, my god, it's so exciting. But why did this female angel directly attack you, god? Could it be that she wants to kill you, god? Fortunately, Yu Shen used his skills to block it, otherwise she would have pierced her body with a sword. It shouldn't be, Yu Shen is so handsome, there is no reason for this female angel to look down on him. And those devils who are hostile to China are also shocked by Kyle's peerless beauty. But when they saw her attacking Yu Mo, they were immediately excited. Ha 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 ha, it seems that this angel doesn't like this Washa kid very much. It was actually blocked by this Washa kid. This female angel has blonde hair and blue eyes, which completely satisfies my fantasy of angels. Such a beauty must not look down on this Chinese person. Kill this Washa kid for me. Even if you can't beat her, this Washa person won't become a husband and wife with her, and Washa won't win the fortune of the country. But in the next second, Kyle slowly landed in front of Yu Mo, and said something that shocked the devil's jaws. Well, you deserve to be my husband. Kyle looked at Yu Mo's handsome face and said slowly. Yu Mo smiled slightly, staring at Kyle with star-like eyes. So, were you testing your husband just now? Aren't you afraid of killing me by mistake? Kyle looked closely at Yu Mo's face, which looked like a god descending from the earth. Her heart was already full of turmoil, but her high-cold personality still made her hold on and said lightly. If you don't have this strength, you don't deserve to be my husband. After Kyle finished speaking, he swiped his right hand and collected all the flame sword in his hand and the holy gold armor on his body. Leave behind a golden silk dress that makes people's blood spurt. Then he raised his chin slightly, and said like a queen. What are you waiting for? My husband. Yu Mo's blood spurted immediately, and Fang Tian's painted halberd immediately entered the fighting state. Above the clouds, I like. Then Washa's live broadcast screen suddenly turned into darkness. All Chinese citizens couldn't sit still when they saw this scene. Yu Shenyu, I got the angel's approval directly. It turns out that she was testing Yushen's strength just now. Fortunately, Yushen's strength is strong enough. Yu Shen is not only strong enough, maybe other things are even harder. Beer, on the clouds, and angels. God, do you want all the male fellows to envy you to death? This angelic sister is so cold, such a royal sister, she is completely my ideal type. As a man, if he can have this kind of experience with God, death is worth it. The devils, who were in a roller coaster mood, all cursed crazily at this time. Fake, I thought she really wanted to kill that Chinese man. Great gift crab. Washa is going to get a powerful national luck reward again. How long will this Zyba's European Emperor physique last, and will other players be allowed to play? Baga, it's not fair. This game is not fair from the beginning. Such an aloof angel Yuji can handle it well, I am really convinced. At this time, all the officials in Washa breathed a sigh of relief, discussing with relief. It's a near miss again, Yu Mo really has you. I really thought she was trying to kill Yu Mo just now, luckily. Everyone, get ready to celebrate, Yu Mo is going to bring us Washa National Games rewards again. This kid is really blessed, every marriage partner is of such high quality. At this time, the great elder also let out a sigh of relief, and quickly drank a few sips of hot tea to calm down his emotions. Then he said to the heads of the relevant departments. You guys have worked hard. Everyone, Get ready for the new National Games rewards. In addition, let various experts speed up the research on the plants in our Chinese territory, and speed up the research and development of various medicines. And the detailed effects on various edible meats should be studied as soon as possible. And when Yumo's live broadcast went dark, citizens of all countries seemed to have lost the motivation to watch the national matchmaking games. Until they landed the live broadcast on the live broadcast of Sakura country. Takashi Ito, who killed Lakimov yesterday and caused Sakura country to be directly bombed by Maoshang country with an atomic bomb. At the moment, she is standing in front of a pink wedding room door. Takashi Ito carried his own sword on his back, and hung the long sword obtained after killing Lakimov on his waist. After sorting out your equipment, Takashi Ito carefully pushed open the door of the pink wedding room. As the second player in Sakura country, although he knows that there may be ugly, disgusting or even murderous marriage partners behind the door of the marriage room. But this game focuses on a national luck marriage. Without marriage, just relying on the exploration of random rooms, it is impossible to become stronger in this game. It is even more impossible to bring national luck rewards to your own cherry blossom country. After thinking for a long time, Takashi Ito finally decided to enter the marriage room to explore. And when Takashi Ito just pushed the door of the marriage room, cherry blossom citizens, who have suffered from severe earthquakes and atomic bombings in the past 3 days, are terrified. Ito Takashi is finally going to enter the marriage room. I hope this time I can give him a more normal marriage partner. It's difficult, anyway, looking at it now, it's just that Chinese guy who is lucky, like cheating. Baga, you're right, just now, that Chinese man also opened a marriage room, and met an explosively beautiful angel. People are more popular than people, why do they have such luck in Washa? If Takashi Ito releases another, Daughter of the Ugly Time, our Sakura kingdom will probably fall. The Chinese citizens who watched were also very excited. The more disasters happened in the cherry blossom country, the more excited the Chinese people were. Come in, little devil. Let's meet another female ghost. Ha 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 ha, why did you upstairs tell me what I think? For a non-chief like little Sakura, you won't meet any good things. Wait and watch a ghost movie. This little devil is still a ninja, the best thing to watch is a ninja versus a female ghost. Is there any good-looking Tai Guotong versus Stick Poo next door? Expression #go to. Ha 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 ha, upstairs you're going to kill me laughing. In the game world, after Takashi Ito opened the door, he instantly came to a mysterious space shrouded in mist. This space was so cold that Takashi Ito shuddered involuntarily. There was a continuous wail, which seemed to be the cry of those who had been wronged in the previous life in hell. Although he was a little nervous at this time, as a ninja, Takashi Ito still forcibly stabilized his mind. The left hand holds the long sword at the waist, and the right hand holds the taidao on the back. Fully armed and walked in the dark space. Takashi Ito seemed very calm about the dark fog environment where he couldn't see his fingers. After all, the training from childhood to adulthood was almost always carried out in the dark. The dark night is the home field of ninja battles. Just when Takashi Ito took a few steps forward, he suddenly felt that there was a sound of breaking wind in front of him. Judging by his own ears, Ito Takashi immediately pulled out the long knife at his waist. Slashing forward, it seemed to cut something in half. Then Takashi Ito felt another burst of wind behind him again. Immediately, Takashi Ito turned around and drew his sword, and once again split the unknown figure who slammed into him behind him. At the same time, the two unknown objects chopped into pieces by Takashi Ito fell to the ground. The original black mist dissipated immediately and disappeared in an instant. A building that looks like the Hall of Yama of Hell appeared in front of Takashi Ito. Numerous blue will-o'-the-wisps act as candlesticks, reflecting on both sides, making this Yanluo Hall very terrifying and gloomy. And under Takashi Ito's feet was a white and flawless marble slab. There are several faces of ghosts and gods in different shapes carved on it. Takashi Ito looked down and found that he had just split. It turned out to be the masks of two cherry blossom ghosts and gods. You have entered the matrimonial room, and you and the master of Yanluo Yanmo have become husband and wife. Please complete the ceremony as soon as possible. Ito Takashi was stunned in place. Ha 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 ha. At this time, an ethereal and charming female laughter sounded, and the two masks on the ground that were split by Takashi Ito disappeared. Accompanied by streaks of orange yin-chi suddenly condensed from the void. A woman dressed in a gorgeous cherry blossom kimono suddenly appeared, her proud and tall figure complemented the elegance of the kimono. The kimono on her body is mainly in dark colors, with black and red as the main colors, showing a mysterious and majestic atmosphere. The kimono is also intricately embroidered with patterns and symbols, symbolizing her mystical power and status. In addition, she also wears gorgeous accessories, such as a beautifully decorated hairpin on her head and a bright pendant on her chest. She has a pair of slender and beautiful legs, coupled with her distinctive temperament and her cold and beautiful face. Exhibiting an awe-inspiring kingly style. Ito Takashi was immediately shocked by the beauty of this woman, she just smiled and raised her hands. It seems to be able to hook Ito Takashi's soul away. At this time, the woman smiled and said to Takashi Ito with an extremely ethereal voice. Humanity, kneel to Lord Yan Mo. Ito Ryu was shocked. You are Lord Yan Mo. Yan Mo, like the ugly girl, is a ghost in the legend of Sakura. But Yan Mo's status is not known how many grades higher than that of the ugly girl. She is the ruler of the underworld and also the god of judgment. Takashi Ito never dreamed that his marriage partner would be the famous spirit god of Sakura legend, Enma. Takashi Ito immediately knelt down to Yan Mo and said respectfully, "See Master Yan Mo." Yan Mo looked at Takashi Ito contemptuously at this time, stretched out his slender white arm and pointed at Takashi Ito. "Want to be my husband, has to pay a price. I don't know, do you accept it?" Ryu Ito raised his head suddenly, he never dreamed of it. I was able to become a husband and wife with the legendary spirit god Yan Mo in this national luck marriage game. Takashi Ito immediately said excitedly. "Yes, I am willing." Yan Mo smiled contemptuously again. "Ha ha 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 ha. This is. You said it yourself." Then I saw Yan Mo waved his arms, and the whole Yan Luo hall began to tremble. The kimono on Yan Mo's body suddenly swelled and enlarged, completely covering the entire Yan Luo hall. Takashi Ito's live broadcast screen suddenly turned into darkness. Seeing this, all the cherry blossom citizens are all boiling. Wow 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 wow, it's amazing. Ito Takashi actually met the legendary Yan Mo. Although Yan Mo is a ghost, her strength is very powerful at first glance. It seems that our cherry blossom country is about to usher in a national games reward that is enough to make us leap. That's great. Master Yan Mo looks so beautiful. Ito Takashi is cheap for you boy. I'm so excited, our cherry blossom country has been unlucky for so many days, and finally changed our luck. Wait, Washa Kingdom, Maoshang Kingdom, we will definitely trample you under our feet. In the Sakura official meeting room at this time, the elder Sakura Kushida Mokuma slapped the table in excitement. Yoshi, I finally got lucky in our Sakura country today. After Ito-san and this Yan Mo complete the ceremony, our Sakura kingdom will definitely get a great national luck reward. HMPH, when the time comes, we will definitely avenge Mao Shangguo's atomic bomb. We want to conquer Maoshang country. Conquer Eagle Sauce. Conquer China at last. Turn the whole world into the land of our Sakura country. All the high-ranking officials of the Sakura Devils responded enthusiastically. Yes, conquer Maoshang country. Conquer Eagle Sauce. Conquer China at last. Conquer the whole world. Long live the cherry blossoms. And the Chinese citizens who watched the live broadcast of Sakura Kingdom also felt the strength of Yan Mo. I didn't expect the cherry blossom ghosts to be overwhelmed today. Although this is also a female ghost, she is a high-quality female ghost. I have to say that this female ghost's strength seems to be very strong, not even weaker than any wife of God. It seems that this wave of small cherry blossoms can really get a very good national luck reward. So what, we have Yushin, little Sakura will never be our Washa's opponent. About 7 or 8 minutes later, the live broadcast of Sakura country has resumed. Yan Mo put on her luxurious kimono again. Looking at Takashi Ito, who was dripping sweat profusely on the ground, but his face was extremely satisfied. Yan Mo asked softly, "My husband, the feeling of holding a ceremony with me. How?" Although Takashi Ito was out of breath, his face was extremely satisfied. "It's so wonderful, Lord Yan Mo." Yan Mo smiled coldly. Hee hee. Then I have to charge some corresponding price. Hearing what Yanmo said, the happy expression on Takashi Ito's face disappeared immediately. Immediately sat up in horror and asked, "Cost? What price?" Just as Takashi Ito finished speaking, the system prompt text of the matching game appeared immediately. Congratulations to the player for completing the first ceremony and opening the player's personal data panel. Player's personal reward. Yan Luo's dedication S player's lifespan -40, body, strength, agility, and intelligence +30. Charm +40. Acquired skills. Yan Luo Falling Soul S ability absorption S. Sakura national reward. Yan Luo physique S within the territory, all nationals lifespan -20, body, strength, agility, and intelligence +10. Charm +15. Every dead citizen can return as a ghost and possess the power of a ghost, but it can only exist for 7 days. This national games rewards all citizens of Cherry Blossom, and citizens who have no sense of belonging to Sakura Country, hate Sakura Country, and intend to betray Sakura Country cannot enjoy it. Seeing these shocking lines of text, Takashi Ito only felt that his soul seemed to be taken out immediately. Although I can clearly feel that all aspects of my physique and physical skills have increased rapidly. However, there was a sense of powerlessness that seemed like a world away, illusory and indistinct. Although I don't know where this feeling comes from. But Takashi Ito seems to be able to clearly perceive that his lifespan has only a few years left. Takashi Ito looked at Yanmo in horror and said, Is this the price you said?" Yanmo smiled at this time and said, "Isn't it just dedicating your life? Do you think it's not worth it to acquire this supreme power?" After all, Yanmo raised his hands high, floating in the center of Yan Luo Hall, and began to continuously absorb the yang energy that was pouring in from all directions. Seeing this scene, all the Sakura citizens were completely dumbfounded. Originally, they thought that Sakura Country was about to usher in their own glorious moment. But I didn't expect that this national fortune reward would be so outrageous. The feeling of reaching the peak and falling directly into the abyss like a roller coaster made them furious. Is this a national games reward? Are you kidding me? Lifespan -20 years. Then all the attributes have been improved. What's the use of these attributes when you're dead? Baga. What bullshit, Yanmo. She is an extremely evil female ghost. Ah, I hate it. Can you be resurrected after death? Become an undead with the power of ghosts? What's the use of that? Help Sakura Country to attack other countries. I'm convinced. Takashi Ito, you, who told us that Sakura Country is a belligerent country that wants to challenge the world all day long. Now it's all right. On the contrary, the onlookers of the Washa people laughed from ear to ear when they saw the national games rewards that the Cherry Blossom Kingdom had received. Ha 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 ha, I'm convinced, this is also called the National Luck Reward. Little Sakura, don't you like to fight? Don't you like to provoke trouble? It's so scary, the little devils are going to turn into ghosts and come and beat us. This is what makes people cheap and free. The little devil's life expectancy has dropped by 20 years. We are not afraid of you calling us. Anyway, after you are resurrected, you can only live for 7 days. A few minutes later, the National Games rewards of Sakura Kingdom were distributed. The sky over the territory of Sakura Country suddenly became extremely dark. Strange evil lights rushed into the bodies of every Cherry Blossom citizen. Then 2 very extreme situations emerged. Middle-aged and elderly people who are seriously ill, or young people who have just suffered from some incurable diseases. After being flooded by this weird evil light, their bodies suddenly showed obvious changes such as becoming stronger and more beautiful. But after the change, everyone spurted out a mouthful of blood, and immediately died suddenly. The moment they died suddenly, wisps of blue ghostly air emerged from their bodies. He looked at his own body lying on the ground in amazement. In addition, even some healthy middle-aged and elderly people immediately spurted blood and died suddenly. Only those young people who stayed in place, improved their physical fitness, and watched all this in horror were left. All Sakura citizens with less than 20 years of remaining lifespan have turned into ghosts with ghost power. The number of citizens in the entire Cherry Blossom Country dropped sharply by as many as several million. Even the Sakura nationals who died in the disaster 2 days ago have become strands of ghosts floating in the air at this moment. Baga, I'm resurrected. No, we are ghosts. Not humans. We are still dead. What happened? I don't know, but I feel like I have a lot of power now. Didn't we die during the Hokkaido earthquake? How did we come back to life? At this time, in the Sakura official conference room, there were several high-ranking officials including the chief elder Kishida Mokuma. They vomited blood and died. Only the reappearing ghosts are left behind. Seeing this scene, the senior Sakura officials who survived were shocked. Great Elder. The Great Elder is dead. It's true, they all returned as ghosts. At this moment, Kishida Mokuma stared blankly at his own body lying on the ground. Then I saw Kishida Mosquito angrily using his seemingly light ghost hand. Directly shot the alloy table next to it and broke it. Pass my order and gather all the citizens who have become ghosts. Use our ghost power to make the final contribution to our Sakura country. At the same time, in the game world, Yumo and Kyle went through hours-long battle. Finally exhausted, the two declared a truce. The feeling of holding a ceremony above the clouds in the sky is something that Yumo can't stop thinking about. Especially when attacking from the rear, Kyle's wings look more noble under the golden sun. It also keeps flying up and down with the rhythm of the battle, making people dazzled and mysterious. At this time, Kyle had put on his holy gold armor again, and looked at Yumo with a flushed face. This man really has the ability to conquer himself. As expected of her husband. Following the restoration of the live broadcast screen, the rewards of the game were transformed into several lines of golden text, which were reflected in the sky. Congratulations to the player and the marriage partner for completing the ceremony. Player personal rewards. Angel Body S Player Life plus 20, Body plus 30, Strength plus 30, Agility plus 20, Intelligence plus 20, Charm plus 20. Acquired skills. Angel Shield S Flame Holy Armor S. Washa National Reward. Angel Gift S Within the scope of the country, all nationals have lifespan plus 5, body plus 5, charm plus 8, all citizens are immediately given the Angel Gift buff. When a citizen suffers fatal damage, the gift buff can immediately offset the damage, and then the buff disappears. This national games rewards all Chinese nationals, but those who have no sense of belonging to China, hate China, and intend to betray China cannot enjoy it. Yumo immediately beamed with joy. Xiaowu provided herself with physical means of attack. Fanju provided herself with magic attack and control methods. Kyle, on the other hand, provided himself with defense and injury increasing means again. And Yumo immediately checked his ability data. Player. Yumo. Personal rewards. Soul Beast Power S+, Qingqiu Magic Power S, Angel Body S. National Fortune Rewards. Star Blessing S+, Qingqiu Blessing S, Angel Gift S. Attributes. Body 71 to 101, Strength 91 to 121, Sensitivity 79 to 99, Wisdom 121 to 141, Charm 81 to 101. Skills. Explosive Killing Bajuan S, Invincible Golden Body S, Mind Control S, Fierce Fox Fire S, Teleportation S. Angel Shield S, apply a very strong shield for yourself, which can resist physical magic damage. Flame Holy Armor S, apply a holy armor buff to yourself, which can improve your melee defense, and at the same time, the attack can add fire element effects. Equipment. Pegasus Meteor Fist Gloves Epic Rank Equipment Carrying Skill, causes multiple critical strike damage to a single target, cooldown time 60s. Dream. Bagua Pendant Epic Rank Equipment Carrying Skill, when hit by a powerful control skill, it will immediately double the power of this control skill and return it to the opponent. Yumo looked at his ability data with great satisfaction. Now almost all of my 5-dimensional attributes have broken 100. In just 3 days, I had reached such a terrifying state. It seems that when another dimension invades 3 years later, I will definitely be able to protect China and save the people. At this time, the hundreds of millions of citizens who were watching the live broadcast of Washa couldn't help cheering. Yu Sheniu Beer. It's finally over after a few hours. Yu Shen's stamina is worthy of our Washa Shengguang. This national luck reward is really too high. Doesn't that directly mean giving us an extra life? Angel Gift Buff. We really got an angel gift. Great. I never dreamed that because of Yu Shen, it's fine to increase my lifespan by more than 10 years, but now I have an extra life. I have no regrets about entering China in this life. Yu Shen, I love you. Yingzhong, Xiaoyinghua, Banky, Ah Sangguo and other citizens are completely dumbfounded at this moment. Fact, is this true? Ziba, Huasha has 2 lives per capita. Baga, Road, we just won the National Games reward, but we only have a few years of life left, and the Huasha people have an extra life instead. It's not fair. It's not fair. There is no harm without comparison. We have been hurt too much. Now, who dares to fight against Huasha? Who else? The Huasha official meeting room is also exciting for everyone, seeing the National Games reward brought by Yumo again. A group of military department heads said excitedly. Okay, that's great. This angel's buff undoubtedly gives our soldiers a second life. If a national war breaks out in the future, the casualties of our soldiers will be greatly reduced because of this buff. Yumo did an amazing job. Thank you, Yumo. Thank you for making our Huasha so powerful. The Great Elder said very excitedly. Fortunately, Huasha has you. Yumo. In the game world, Yumo took Kyle out of the marriage room. Back home, sensing the breath of Yumo's return, Xiaowu and Fanju walked out of the castle immediately. She was very happy to welcome her husband back home. And when they went out, they saw Yumo, who became more handsome and burly. He found that there was a blonde, blue-eyed, top-notch, heroic woman beside her. What shocked them even more was that this woman had 2 pairs of pure white wings, one big and one small, on her back. Yumo and Xiaowu greeted Fanju, and then said to Kyle beside him. Kyle, let me introduce you, they are. Kyle's expression was very calm, and he responded lightly. I know, they are all your wives. Yumo smiled awkwardly. As expected of the person arranged in the marriage game, the consciousness is so high. At this time Xiaowu and Fanju came in front of Yumo and Kyle. He looked at Kyle very curiously. Wow, Sister Angel, you look so beautiful. This blonde hair and blue eyes is really breathtaking. Although Kyle didn't smile or be enthusiastic when facing Xiaowu and Fanju. But he still responded briefly a few times to keep the atmosphere from becoming awkward. At this moment, Fanju joked with Yumo and said, Husband, your vision is really high. It's not a peerless beauty, you wouldn't even take it home. Yumo smiled triumphantly. Of course, wife, I'm hungry, is the wagyu ready? Xiaowu pouted and said, I've been waiting for you for a long time. It's getting cold. Go home and eat. Yumo smiled and hugged left and right, and returned to the castle with 3 wives with different styles, but all of whom were overwhelmed. It didn't take long for Kyle to gradually integrate into this big family. He started talking with Xiaowu and Fanju. After eating and drinking enough, Yumo let them rest at home, and he returned to the original plane again. At this time, an urgent message suddenly came from the Huasha meeting room. A person in charge of a relevant department rushed into the conference room and immediately reported to the Great Presbyterian Way. Elder, there is an emergency. The Great Elder suddenly asked suspiciously. What happened? The person in charge immediately replied. On the first day of the national marriage match, we followed the instructions of the upper echelons to send all foreign nationals from all over the country back to the country. But today is only the 3rd day, and all the resources will not be able to send all the foreign nationals back in time. Just when we Huasha received the national fortune rewards, the cherry blossom country also dropped the national fortune rewards suddenly, directly causing some middle-aged and elderly cherry blossom country citizens who had not been sent out to die instantly. Then they turned into ghosts and raided the citizens of our country. Fortunately, the citizens who were raided all had the life-saving buff they had just obtained, so they escaped catastrophe. The Great Elder was startled and slammed the table next to him. Did you repel those ghosts? Well, I just anticipated that this might happen, and I asked all the localities to send these foreigners back to China on the first day. But it's still too late. The person in charge replied. Police across the country have used firearms to fight these ghosts back. However, according to reports, bullets, flamethrowers and other weapons can only break up the shapes of these cherry blossom ghosts and force them back, but cannot completely destroy them. Now the places where cherry blossom ghosts appear all over the country, the police are fighting hard. The Great Elder immediately summoned all the persons in charge. Urgently discuss emergency measures. Sure enough, This unexpected situation, which was impossible to guard against, happened in the territory of Huasha. At this time, all over the country, in various airports or in various stations, the Huasha police are using all kinds of firearms and equipment to fight against the few cherry blossom ghosts. Although the bullets can disperse the ghosts will quickly gather together. Pounce on the Huasha police again. Fortunately, when this unexpected situation just happened, it was the moment when Yumo brought the National Games rewards to everyone. As soon as those Sakura citizens who fell to the ground died, they immediately turned into ghosts and rushed to the Huasha citizens beside them. If it weren't for the Key Angel gift buff, these citizens would have been decapitated long ago. And now police everywhere are sparing no effort to use firearms without regard for any cost, frantically suppressing one or several cherry blossom ghosts in front of him. The onlookers of the Huasha citizens also started live broadcasts in various places, allowing the citizens to see the situation with their own eyes. These Sakura devils haven't been sent back yet. Of course, it's only been less than 3 days. How many cherry blossom ghosts have come to our Huasha retirement life? How can they be sent away so quickly? Look at this place, it's the airport. It's a pity that this devil didn't get on the plane, he turned into a ghost. Hey, who made Sakura Kingdom just get that outrageous national fortune reward just now? Fortunately, the national luck reward brought by God will arrive in half a minute. Otherwise, several citizens would have to be buried under the hands of these ghosts. In an airport in the capital city, dozens of police officers are holding pistols and submachine guns to suppress the cherry blossom ghost in front of them. Dozens of policemen behind them had already loaded their magazines, and they would fill their positions immediately after the people in the front row ran out of bullets. There is no way to kill these cherry blossom ghosts with ghost power. They can only be temporarily suppressed with bullets. One of the officers asked the deputy captain behind him while shooting. Hasn't any solution been given yet? The ghosts of these little devils can't be killed with a gun. How many bullets will not be enough? The deputy captain in charge of liaison behind him replied loudly. The higher-ups haven't given a plan yet, everyone stick to it. The officer sighed helplessly, and then he could only unload the empty magazine. Immediately retreat behind and let the next player fill in for fire suppression. Except for this airport in the capital, the same situation is happening in various locations all over the country where the Sakura nationals are dismissed. 10 minutes later, an academician suddenly rushed into the Huasha official meeting room. Leaders, maybe there is a way to try. The great elder, who was thinking hard about countermeasures, immediately stood up when he heard this. Comrade, what can you do? The academician said anxiously. Great elder, according to your instructions, we have already started researching various plants yesterday. Sure enough, each plant has a different DNA sequence detected, and oh, I'm sorry, to put it simply, every plant has the elixir attribute described in the Qingqiu Blessing National Luck Reward. And the plants we tested in the first test are the most inconspicuous grasses. The kind of grasses grown in lawns everywhere. The great elder's expression was very serious and nervous. What happened to this grass? The academician went on to explain. This kind of grass, we have detected a special element. It is an element that does not exist in our world. We used this element and did a series of tests. The situation is urgent now, that's all I can tell you. We boldly guess, if we use this element that transcends our world to attack these ghosts that transcend reality, will it have a miraculous effect? Although this statement sounds very unconstrained. But the elders knew that, as academicians of the country, they would not joke with themselves about such things. The most important part of the national fortune rewards that Yumo brought to the Chinese people is the intelligence attribute added to everyone. Adding these few points or more than a dozen intelligence attributes to ordinary people has already greatly improved their IQ. Not to mention adding to these academicians. In the past few days, technical problems in many fields have been overcome by them one after another. Let the elders be very pleased. At this time, the great elder insisted on choosing to believe the suggestions of the Huasha academicians. Pass my order, all the troops fighting against the Sakura ghost. According to the academician's proposal, use the elements in the grass to attack these cherry blossom ghosts. An hour later, the arms of the police officers who used firepower to suppress these cherry blossom ghosts across the country were numb. The bullet casings under his feet were piled up into mountains, and the barrel of the gun was so hot that it was smoking. But the will of the Chinese soldiers is so tenacious, those ghosts who tried to attack the Chinese people. He was stunned because they were suppressed by their powerful firepower and couldn't move. At this time, relevant personnel from various health departments immediately arrived at various airports and stations. The special bullets filled with aquamarine liquid were handed over to each police officer. Under the questioning and shocked eyes of the police, personnel from various health departments explained to them how to use it. Under dubious belief, the police loaded and loaded these special bullets, aiming at the still suppressed Sakura ghost in front of them. Bang, 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 accompanied by the sound of gunfire from all the police all over the country. Every special bullet hit the suppressed cherry blossom ghosts and exploded. A burst of gorgeous emerald water mist erupted. A scene that shocked everyone present appeared. The moment these cherry blossom ghosts were hit by these special bullets, they let out a desperate roar. The figure that was originally scattered and reunited was immediately swallowed by the green mist. Then completely disappeared. After watching the cherry blossom ghost completely disappear in front of them, everyone with numb arms cheered. Successful. Really successful. Finally wiped out the ghosts of these Sakura devils. Great. It has to be our Washa scientist. What kind of bullshit ghost power hasn't been solved by us within an hour? Long live Washa. And the Chinese citizens who watched the domestic live broadcast, seeing these ghosts being completely wiped out, also cheered. Great. Really wiped out these cherry blossom ghosts. It's only been less than an hour, and the official can make such an accurate response. Long live Washa. Every one of our academicians in Washa is an extremely intelligent pillar of the country. With them, we feel at ease. This is our Washa speed. Great. Finally cleaned up these devils. 10 minutes later, the news of the success of the battle from all over the country came back to the official meeting room of Washa. Everyone did not expect the method of the academicians to actually work, and they all cheered enthusiastically. The great elder excitedly shook the academician's hand and said, "Thanks to you. Let us solve this emergency so quickly." The academician also said excitedly, "Great elder, we are also putting all our eggs in one basket, making a risky move. We are very happy to see that it really works." At this time, several military leaders immediately came over and said, "Great elder, based on this situation, we have thought of a situation. That means there must be a huge number of ghosts appearing in Sakura country at this moment. According to the investigation, they only exist for 7 days, but within these 7 days, they are very likely to attack our Washa. After all, they no longer belong to humans and are not subject to any jurisdiction. We need to respond immediately." The great elder nodded, pondered for a moment, and immediately gave his order. "Notify all information departments that we, Washa, have developed special bullets that can deal with these ghosts, and all news will be blocked. Don't let the citizens of any country know that we have mastered the method to deal with these ghosts. In addition, notify the troops in various cities along the coast to prepare for the battle. Health departments and scientific research institutions in various places will immediately mass-produce special bullets. If these cherry blossom ghosts dare to attack our Washa, let them come and go." All relevant personnel heard their hearts agitated, and said in unison, "Yes, sure enough, at the moment, Sakura is in the country. Countless cherry blossom citizens hid in their homes one after another. Because right now in every city, every street, they are all densely packed cherry blossom ghosts. They are invariably floating towards the same direction. Everywhere without exception is this kind of eerie scene. With the power of ghosts, they are extremely fast, rushing towards the direction of the capital of cherry blossoms, Dongjing. At this time, in Dongjing City, the ghost of the great elder Kushida Moxiong was floating high above the city square. The bottom has been surrounded by a dense army of ghosts. Every ghost has a fearless and fierce expression on their faces at this moment, as if they are complaining about the injustice of the heavens. I saw Kushida Mosquito shouting loudly, "Sakura citizens, I feel sorry for what happened to you. I deeply sympathize. However, now that things have happened, there is no point in complaining about anyone or anything. Since we have lost our lives, we have become ghosts who can only survive for 7 days, but possess the power of ghosts. Then should we use our last peripheral vision to contribute to the still living Sakura citizens? Under Kushida Mosquito's invincible brainwashing, every Sakura citizen who became a ghost fell into madness. The Great Elder is right. The dead are all dead. Let us do something for the rest of the people. We have such a huge army of ghosts. We can definitely wipe out Washa. Needless to say, Great Elder, we all know what you want to do. Let's settle the new and old hatreds of historical reality together. Attack Washa. Let Sakura Kingdom become the world's hegemony. Kushida Mosquito looked at the ghosts of cherry blossoms coming from all directions. Filled with anger, he immediately shouted loudly. Wait until all the ghost citizens arrive. Everyone cross the sea with me. Attack Washa directly. In the game world, Yumo doesn't know what's going on outside. Just finished a delicious lunch with Xiaowu, Fanju and Kyle. After drinking the divine water of Tianqi, the three of them felt the inexplicable throbbing feeling in their bodies again at this moment. Kyle put down the water glass, and said with a flat and puzzled expression. This water seems to have some magical effect. Xiaowu and Fanju burst out laughing. Sister Kyle, the effect is good. Hey, I don't know if it's useful to me, Xiaowu has a baby bunny now. As soon as Kyle heard it, he immediately understood the efficacy of the Tianqi Shenshui. Immediately smiled slightly. Is there such a magical thing? Yumo on the side laughed and said. There are so many amazing things, I will take you to explore slowly in the future. Kyle gave Yumo a blank look. Xiaowu and Fengju were still there, why did they drive directly? And Xiaowu and Fengju have long been familiar with it. Hey, when you have a new love, forget about the old love, man. Sister Kyle has wings, and I have 9 tails, you only like Sister Kyle. Yumo looked at the eccentric duo, and immediately squeezed each of their faces. You guys can say it. I'll clean you up at night. You guys have a good rest, I will continue to explore. The 3 wives joked at the same time. Take it easy, don't bring back 2 in one day. Yumo, quote. At the same moment, many Chinese citizens did not return to the live broadcast of China. Because just now, they have been paying attention to the live broadcast of Banky Kingdom and Titanium Kingdom. Yidian was tortured by Gripa last night. It was not until noon today that he barely woke up. His resistance from the beginning gradually became numb. Even after waking up at noon today, he couldn't even believe the severe pain in his ass. It wasn't until he saw Gripa's femininity and contrived face that he knew that he had accepted his fate. At this moment, Gripa was contentedly beckoning Yidian to enjoy his well-prepared rations. And the little lamb that Yidian beat back yesterday. After the 2 ate the food in a storm, Gripa wanted to be a little more friendly again. But Yidian was so frightened that he cried. Seeing Yidian crying so much, Gripa finally let him go. He took him to his initial plane. And Yidian saw that the 4 rooms of Gripa's initial plane had been refreshed at this time. Yesterday's marriage room has long since disappeared. Yidian was suddenly furious, and shouted at Gripa in a crying voice. I said no last night, don't take so long. Now the wedding room brush is gone. What do you want me to do? Gripa smiled indifferently. Ouch, my baby is angry. Don't worry, I don't have mine, maybe yours does. Yidian gritted his teeth and looked at this dead fellow who broke into his back garden, but he was helpless. After all, his strength lies there, and he can easily crush himself to death. Then Yidian and Gripa came to Yidian's initial plane. It's great that Yidian's initial plane successfully created a marriage room today. Gripa touched Didi's waist with a smile on his face. Baby, I just said it, isn't the marriage room coming soon? Yidian didn't really want to talk to Gripa at this time, so he stepped forward directly, wanting to open the marriage room in front of him. But when he came to the door of the marriage room, Yidian hesitated. After all, after I entered the marriage room the day before yesterday, I still vividly remember the scene where I was forcibly laid down with spicy cabbage. The pain caused by the spicy sauce has made him hurt even more. Thinking of this, Park hesitated a little. Then he retreated to Gripa's side. Gripa asked puzzledly, what's the matter? Go in. Yidian changed his disgusting attitude at this time. Brother, come in with me. If that marriage partner is too ugly, or wants to kill me directly, can you save me? Gripa raised his eyes. Oh, so you're afraid of this. Okay, brother will accompany you in. With me here, I won't let any woman bully my baby. Pu Yidian smiled flatteringly at this moment. Thank you, brother. But when Pu Yidian wanted to turn around and enter the marriage room, Gripa held him back. Pu Yi asked, brother, what's the matter? Gripa smiled evilly. He, brother helped you, do you want to repay brother? Pu Yidian was immediately puzzled. Return, how to repay? Gripa stretched out his hand and pointed to the ground. Signal Park to squat down a little. Pu Yidian was struck by lightning immediately, and immediately understood what Gripa meant. Park said reluctantly, brother, why not at night? Gripa smiled and said, night, this wedding room will be gone tonight. In desperation, Pu Yidian finally clenched his fists, slowly squatting down in front of Gripa. Immediately afterwards, the screen plunged into darkness, and the Banky citizens who watched this scene all expressed their nausea. This Pu is too disgusting at all. Look at his flattery. Shame, it's too shameful. This Pu Yidian has become a dead zero. The majestic Banky citizen is begging a town native. Pu Yidian really disgraced our Banky people. I want to kill his whole family. Pu is a disgrace to our Banky country. You better die quickly. But the onlookers in Washaw laughed from ear to ear. Didn't you still brag about your Parkuba's greatness before? You laughed so hard. Ha 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 ha, your Ruba's real mother, oh, it's because he doesn't have a kunkin. No wonder this Tao Shemale likes him so much, he can really lick his face. This Tao Shemale is really majestic, she just gave up the marriage room to this stick. He is not afraid that brother Kimchi will become stronger after marriage, so he will directly kill him. In the game world, after Gripa finished, she really entered this marriage room with Pu Yidian, who was a little nauseated. As soon as the two entered, they came to a dark underground. The air is filled with the stench of earth. Little did Gripa and Park know that they had yet another not-so-good match. In order to regain his sight, Gripa immediately summoned a flame in his hands, used to illuminate their surroundings. And when the two saw the surrounding environment, both of them took a breath of cold air. The two of them were surrounded by dark and damp soil, mixed with the roots of many plants. The two deduced that the place they were in now turned out to be a place similar to the underground. Suddenly, a giant earthworm whose whole body was earthy brown and long strips covered with circles and circles of lines appeared. It appeared in front of Park Yidian and Gripa. The prompt issued by the game also formed a row of text, which appeared above the two of them. You have entered the matrimonial room, you and Earthworm Queen, Dolly have become husband and wife, please complete the ceremony as soon as possible. After seeing the reminder, the two showed shocked expressions. The big earthworm in front of him turned out to be his marriage partner. And the countless stick citizens who saw this scene immediately fainted. The rest of the Banky nationals couldn't bear this kind of blow, and they all cursed angrily. Zyba, you Zybapu, why are your hands so black? It's over. If he really wants to hold a ceremony with this big earthworm again, all of us Banky people will become ugly. Mom, I'm dead. Originally, I could have been a trainee. This fool always makes such an ugly partner. Yi Yishi, Pu Yi, you just die. You are the cancer of Banky country. The biggest disaster in our Banky country is you. Looking at the Banky national who has gone completely crazy, and the non-chief Pudian in the picture. The Chinese citizens laughed so hard that their stomachs ached. Ha 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 ha, my god, I really can't laugh. This game is really aimed at the Banky kingdom, right? The first spicy cabbage, the second big earthworm. There is a third one, brother Saitong. This Pu can't do without Gigi at all, let's deal with this big earthworm together. Maybe it's the Tao transgressor and the big earthworm who deal with him together. In the game world, Pu Yidian was completely frightened until his legs went limp. He immediately asked softly, brother, how can this be done? Can you beat it? Gripa's expression at this time has changed from shock to calm. Suddenly he said something to Pu Yidian that shattered his three views. Hit it. Why hit it? Hey, if I remember correctly. Earthworms. Are hermaphroditic animals, how exciting. Park a little, clam. At this time, the earthworm queen named Dolly spoke. You, who the hell is my husband? Before Park had any time to think, Gripa stepped forward and said. Oh, cute Dolly, we are all your husbands. Of course, if you only want a husband, we can also become your wife. Dolly doesn't have any facial features, but when Gripa said something like this, its tone clearly showed a feeling of excitement. Oh, ha 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 ha. Interesting, interesting. I love it. You two can take turns being my husband or wife. Yidian's face was ashen at this moment, and he looked at the excited Gripa in disbelief. This Tao Shemale is not only a dead fellow, but also a complete pervert. At this moment, Yidian's psychological defense was completely shattered. I saw Yidian screaming crazily. No, I don't want to. What the hell, you pervert. Be married to this dead earthworm yourself. A trace of surprise flashed across Gripa's face. Baby, what's the matter with you? Having said that, Gripa still tried to stretch out his arms, trying to calm Park, who had gone mad. But the moment Gripa reached out his hand, Yidian even used the skill, saw spray on Gripa. But when Yidian just opened his mouth, a sharp arrow made of condensed soil suddenly shot over. It directly penetrated Yidian's neck. Piao didn't spit out the sauce bit by bit, and immediately collapsed to the ground and died immediately. It was the Earthworm Queen. Dolly made a timely move, not giving Park any chance to hurt Gripa. And at the moment when Yidian died, a few lines of huge text appeared on the light screen in midair. Detected the death of a player from Banky Kingdom. 10 minutes later, Banky Kingdom will randomly generate a disaster. After the disaster is over, select players to enter the game again. Seeing this scene, all the Banky citizens don't know whether to rejoice or fear. Yidian is finally dead. This trash who lost all face in our Banky Kingdom is finally dead. Good death. Without him, our Banky Kingdom will never rise. But, Yidian is dead, we are about to suffer a disaster. Zaiba. Yishi, go back home and hide. Maybe there is still salvation. Whoa, why am I a native of Banky? I really want to be a Chinese. And the Chinese citizens were all surprised when they saw that Yidian was instantly killed by the Earthworm Queen. This big earthworm looks amazing. The player of Banky Kingdom died again, and Banky Kingdom will suffer another disaster. This stick is too miserable. He was bullied by the monsters of the Tao country again, and now he was directly killed by the big earthworm. He will not die with peace. It deserves it. Everyone who is hostile to us in Washa deserves to die. If it were us, they might be so happy. The one above is right, a good death. Looking at Yidian who died in front of his eyes, Gripa just shook his head in disappointment. Tisk tisk, what a pity, it's a pity. But in the next second, Gripa shouted vigorously. Oh hey, Your Majesty the Queen, your strength is so strong. Thank you for saving me, let me be your wife today. But tomorrow you want me to be your husband. Looking at the extremely perverted Gripa, the androgynous Dolly was suddenly excited. You are so perverted, I like it so much. In the next second, the live broadcast screen of the Tao Kingdom immediately turned into darkness. Although the citizens of Tao country are not surprised by such things and transvestites. But I saw Gripa who was willing to perform a ceremony with a big earthworm. Their three views have once again been shatteringly refreshed. This Gripa is simply not human, he is a complete pervert. It's okay to treat a man like this, but he actually likes an earthworm. Originally, the impression of our Tao country in the world was already bad enough, but now the reputation is probably completely rotten. Oh, that's the way it is. Whoever mentioned that our Tao country is a ladyboy and a ladyboy, there's no way. This Gripa is really perverted, I have never seen such a perverted one. 10 minutes later, Banky country, Toyama City. In just 10 minutes, no matter what city or village it was, all the Banky citizens who could hide back home hid back home. Because they don't know which city this disaster will befall. The streets of the city are very empty, without any people. But that doesn't help either. In the next instant, the entire Toyama city was shaken. The ground of the city began to collapse, and one cave after another suddenly appeared in every corner of Toyama city. Suddenly one after another huge earthworm monsters suddenly drilled out from the ground. The deafening roar made everyone in Toyama city go limp in fright. Frightened, he secretly opened the window to check the situation outside. I saw one after another earthworm monsters with a body length of up to 10 meters, and began to crazily hit the surrounding buildings. Whether it is an old residential area or a brand new high-rise building. Under the violent impact of these earthworm monsters, they all collapsed immediately and collapsed. The Banky citizens hiding inside lost their lives in an instant amidst screaming and weightlessness. And hearing the screams of humans, this huge group of earthworm monsters seemed even more excited. Continue to destroy the surrounding buildings and kill this group of stick citizens. The Chinese citizens who watched the real-time situation of Toyama City through satellites sighed. Fortunately, our player is you God, and you God blesses me in China. Another city has fallen. The sticks are too miserable. This is called self-inflicted evil. But generally speaking, this stick was harmed by that Tao Shemale. Forget it, it's boring. Hey, Yu Shen seems to have explored several rooms over there. When will he resume the live broadcast? The Chinese nationals immediately ran back to Yu Mo's live broadcast. Just at that time, Yu Mo has explored 3 random rooms with the Black Dragon's mark in a row. The first time was a blank room with nothing. The second time is a supply room where Yu Mo gets a pack of quick grain seeds that can grow crops that are eaten as staple food. And the third time, it was an equipment room with a few pieces of novice equipment Yu Mo chose to give up directly. And Yu Mo, who returned to the original plane again, created 4 white random rooms again. After reading the hints of the 4 random rooms, Yu Mo frowned. Oh. Chapter 51. The reminders that caught Yu Mo's eyes at this moment are: Monster Room. Behind the door is a green leaf ape. Its strength is C. It cannot be used as food. You can easily defeat it without injury. Connected Room. Black Dragon imprint. Behind the door is a player from another country who is hostile to you, whose strength is inferior to yours. You can kill him and his marriage partner with all your strength. Empty Room. Nothing behind the door. The Trap Room. Behind the door is a lightning altar. There is no way to break it. You will be bombarded by lightning after entering, and you will definitely die. Yu Mo did not expect that a connecting room would have the Black Dragon mark. The system also prompts that there are players who are hostile to you behind the door. From this point of view, the players behind the door are either Eagle Sauce, or players like Sakura Devil and Banky. That being the case, the time has come to show off China's national prestige. Thinking that billions of eyes are looking at him, Yu Mo confidently pushed open the connecting room and walked in. At this time, Takashi Ito was pale, and walked out of a monster room with his wife Yan Mo holding a tachi. In the process of exploring just now, he encountered a giant goblin whose strength was B+. If it wasn't for Yan Mo following behind him, he would have shot down the giant goblin in time. At this moment, he has been hammered into a pulp by the giant goblin's heavy hammer. But fortunately, after killing the giant goblin, Takashi Ito got a new weapon, Goblin Flying Sickle, strength +13, body +8. As the last ninja of the Sakura Kingdom, the flying sickle is his most handy weapon. After the ceremony with Yan Mo, his attributes have been greatly improved. And comprehend 2 powerful skills. At this moment his strength can be said to have been strengthened by leaps and bounds. But he didn't feel any gratitude to Yan Mo at all. After all, the price of holding the ceremony between Yan Mo and him was too high. Now I don't know how many Sakura citizens have lost their lives and turned into ghosts. I estimate that there are only a few years of life left. So he has only unspeakable hatred for Yan Mo. At present, all he can think of is to hope to meet a marriage room with a normal partner again. A few years of life can be restored after performing a ceremony with other marriage partners. But when Takashi Ito took Yan Mo back to the initial plane, he found that one of the random doors was pushed open again. Takashi Ito immediately became vigilant, holding the goblin flying scythe he had just acquired, watching the figure appearing behind the door. Although Takashi Ito is in a state of vigilance, he is still very confident after his strength has just been improved. Besides, there is his wife Yan Mo behind him. Anyone who comes has to be a dead word. But in the next second, an extremely handsome man with a strong figure, like a god descending from the earth, appeared in front of Takashi Ito. Looking at this face, Takashi Ito was completely dumbfounded. Isn't this Yu Mo from China? China's European emperor. After Yu Mo pushed open the door, he saw a ninja costume, holding a flying sickle. Behind her was a lady wearing a luxurious kimono, floating in midair, her body continuously emitting spiritual power. Yu Mo immediately realized why the system prompted that this person was a player from another country who hated him. What the hell, it's the little devil Sakura. And Takashi Ito's ability attributes immediately appeared in front of Yumo. Player: Takashi Ito. Country of origin: Sakura country. Personal reward: Yama Consecration S. National Games reward: Yan Luo Physique S. Attributes: Body 46, Strength 56, Sensitivity 40, Wisdom 36, Charm 41. Skills: Yan Luo Falling Soul S. Ability Absorption S. Equipment: Goblin Flying Scythe, Strength plus 13, Body plus 8. Attitude: extremely hostile. Past: the last ninja secretly trained by the Sakura Kingdom once sneaked into China to try to carry out an assassination mission, but failed in the end, and was extremely hostile to the Chinese people. Yumo felt hee in his heart. And the last ninja. I want the profession of ninja to completely disappear from the world today. But Yumo did not take Takashi Ito lightly. After all, behind Takashi Ito, there is still that woman who looks stronger. Target: Yan Mo. Name: None. Strength S. Attributes: Body 90, Strength 60, Sensitivity 60, Wisdom 100, Charm 93. Skills: Ghost Face Bombardment S. Evocation S. Fallen Hell S. Comment: you need to fight with all your strength to win against other people's strong marriage partner. Yumo narrowed his eyes slightly. It seemed that Yanmo was his primary target to defeat. And the Chinese citizens who saw this scene became excited like chicken blood. Yu Shen met that ninja devil of Sakura. That devil has a wife. Yu Shen didn't bring a wife. What are you panicking about? Does Yu Shen need his wife to help? You God, what else are you thinking? The opportunity to revenge the country and the family has come. It's because of this woman. Turning those Sakura people who have not been sent back into ghosts almost killed several of our citizens. Come on God, just kill this little devil. And those cherry blossom citizens who hid at home to watch the live broadcast exclaimed. Baga, did you make a mistake? The European Emperor of China. It's over. It seems that our great cherry blossom nation will completely disappear in this world. Don't panic, Yumo doesn't have a wife. There is a powerful Enma behind Takashi Ito. That's right, maybe Yumo is not Yanmo's opponent. Then Ito-san can directly kill Yumo. Come on, Ito-san, Yanmo. Kill the European Emperor of China. Really, can Ito Takashi and Yanmo really beat this Chinese man? And at this moment, in the Washa official meeting room, everyone was watching the live broadcast of Yumo meeting Takashi Ito intently. The great elder didn't say a word, but there was still great confidence in his eyes. After all, what Yumo brings to Chinese people is only pride, and he has never been disappointed. At this time, a military official pushed the door in. Great Elder, hundreds of thousands of ghosts from the Sakura Kingdom appear on the sea surface of the northeast coastal area, and they are galloping towards our northeast coastal area. When the elder heard the words, he immediately jumped up. Well done. It's not what I expected. This group of stupid cherry blossom ghosts think they have the power of ghosts and can invade my Chinese land. Dream. Pass down the order, and let the troops in the northeast coastal area prepare for a long time to take their positions. Use the special bullets that were hurriedly made last night to completely wipe them out. At this moment, China and the country of cherry blossoms are separated from each other on the surface of the sea. Thousands of ghosts of cherry blossoms followed Kushida Moskima in the lead, galloping towards the coastal cities in the northeast of China at an extremely fast speed. Before setting off, they tested their strength. Originally, an old man who had suffered a stroke died directly after being deducted from his lifespan. With the power of a ghost, it can directly overturn a car. A middle man with disabled legs can reach a flying speed of 100 km per hour after turning into a ghost. Even a terminally ill child, after gaining the power of a ghost, can directly break a big tree surrounded by 5 people with his body. This is the power of Yan Luo's Physique's National Games reward. Although they only have 7 days to survive. But there are tens of thousands of them at this moment, which is an extremely terrifying army of ghosts. And as the great elder who also turned into a ghost, Kushida Mosquito used his best brainwashing offensive. Inciting the patriotic sentiments of this group of citizens who have turned into ghosts is still fierce. Now that he is dead, why not let the remaining Sakura citizens become the new world overlords with his help? Wouldn't that be a waste of this powerful ghost power? With Kushida Mosquito's constant incitement, all the ghosts of Sakura gathered and charged towards their greatest enemy, Washa. At this time, Washa and Sakura Kingdom all use their own satellites. Send everything that happens in the waters between the two countries at this moment to the people of Washa and the people of Sakura. This is to let the citizens understand the major situation that is happening at the moment. The second is to leave important video materials to prepare for possible turbulent situations in the future. At this moment, the Chinese nationals saw the broadcast on TV, and they all exclaimed, "So many Sakura ghosts. What are they doing? Didn't you see the title? These cherry blossom ghosts are going to attack our Washa. Really, just declared war on us Washa. Look at this direction, they are going to attack our coastal areas in northeast China. Let them come. Could it be that we Washa can't cure this group of cherry blossom devils? We beat them back in history. Today we will destroy them." The surviving cherry blossom citizens also watched the TV broadcast and exclaimed, "The citizens who turned into ghosts are going to attack Washa. I am from Dongjing. Today I saw that the great elder who turned into a ghost summoned all the ghosts from all over the country to Dongjing, so it was to attack Washa. There must be thousands of ghosts here. Washa will definitely not be able to stop our attack. This group of people is too great, they are using their last ability to lay down the land of China for us. Salute to our citizens. This battle is also our Sakura country's victory. Of course, although the Washa people have improved many attributes, they may be able to beat our ghost army." At this time, the army soldiers in the coastal areas of northeast China were already ready at various important strategic positions. A large number of special bullets have been delivered to everyone. Washa's main focus is to unite as one and unite as one. Last night, with the order of the Great Elder, factories, scientific research institutions, and collection teams all over the country united. Large batches of special bullets were created within a few hours. With the confidence of special bullets, all the soldiers are eager to try. What the hell, I've wanted to kill these little devils for a long time, and today I finally got this chance. Not living in the era of anti-cherry blossoms is the biggest regret in my life. I didn't expect that I finally got this opportunity today. Let them taste the taste of special bullets today, so that these devils will never come back. Brothers, cheer up. Japanese pirates are attacking China now, we will defend our country to the death. As God you said, those who offend China will be punished even if they are far away. And in the game world at this time, as a replacement player, Takashi Ito naturally watched Yumo's live broadcast. That terrifying European spirit, and the Tianyu-like opening. It must not be easy to let him know the strength of this Washa person. However, before Yumo met Fanju, Takashi Ito had already filled in the game. Takashi Ito does not know whether Yumo has met other marriage partners besides Xiao Wu. They don't know anything about Yumo's strength. But Takashi Ito's thoughts at this time were, even if Yumo meets another marriage partner these 2 days, it is impossible to still have the strength of S level like Xiao Wu met on the first day. Maybe now Yumo's personal strength is above his own. But now he came to his original plane, alone. And his own strength has been greatly improved, coupled with the existence of his wife Yan Mo. It seems that it is completely possible to kill the European Emperor of China. But I didn't wait for Takashi Ito to make any performance. Yan Mo looked at Yumo in front of him, and said first, "Oh, where is the handsome guy from? This looks and temperament is much better than my husband. Are you going to be my second male favorite?" Yan Mo's words made Yumo and Ito Takashi stunned, but Yan Mo was still a big roast chicken. Ito Ryu suddenly felt a green grassland appear above his head. And Yumo said lightly, "Sorry, I'm not interested in second-hand goods. And it's second-hand from the little devil, I'm afraid of getting dirty." As soon as Yumo said this, he immediately angered Takashi Ito and Yan Mo. A cold light flashed in Ito Takashi's eyes, and he immediately waved the flying sickle in his hand. "Washa people, do you still not understand the situation? Now you have come to my initial plane. I'm going to kill you on the spot today." It was also the first time that Yan Mo was attacked by someone like this, and even attacked with insulting words like, second-hand goods. Also furious, she immediately burst out a powerful aura. "Ha ha 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 ha, no one dares to talk to me like that. I will let you fall into hell and torture your soul for thousands of years." Yumo's expression is still as stable as Mount Tai, and he smiled lightly. Only by you. A ghost, a banshee. The battle is imminent. Looking at this scene, the Chinese citizens felt very comfortable. Yu Shen deserves to be our Washa Shengguang, tough. Yu Shen said it so well and so domineering. Give me a heartbeat of the son of a fool. It's because of his strength that Yu Shen has such courage. Come on, you god. It's so enjoyable and exhausting. This is the momentum of our Chinese people. Sitting is equal to showing the power of the gods, YYDS to the gods. And the cherry blossom citizens were completely outraged by what Yumo said. Baga, these Chinese people are too crazy. Facing our Ito-san and Yanmo, how dare you be so crazy? Ito-san killed him. Solve the hatred in my heart. Ito-san and Yanmo besieged him, and they will definitely kill him completely. Washa people, your Emperor O is going to die in the hands of our Sakura people. You all go to die. As a ninja, Takashi Ito swung the flying sickle first, and slashed at Yumo. But when Takashi Ito made a move, Yumo has already activated his own skill, Flame Armor. The holy armor buff immediately enveloped every corner of Yumo's body. The golden holy light suddenly flourished, as if the god of war from the heavens descended. A set of armor intertwined with flames and holy light suddenly appeared on Yumo's body. It blends perfectly with Yumo's muscular body. The scalding heat wave overflowed in an instant, causing the temperature in the room to rise suddenly. The Pegasus meteor gloves worn on both hands are even coated with a layer of flame gloves. Clang! Yumo immediately caught the flying scythe swung by Takashi Ito with one hand. His sensitivity attribute has reached 99. Watching Takashi Ito's attack at this moment is like slowing down. With the right hand wearing the Pegasus meteor glove, there is no need for any force at all. Takashi Ito's goblin flying scythe was completely melted directly by the terrifying high temperature. Seeing Yumo's amazing strength, Ryu Ito was shocked. Nani, your strength is so probable. How, possibly so strong? Yanmo behind him looked at this disappointing husband, and immediately cursed. What nonsense are you talking about? Kill him. After all, Yanmo let out a long and ethereal roar. The surrounding dark purple aura suddenly surged. The three hideous masks of cherry blossom ghosts and gods immediately blurred out, floating behind Yanmo. Then a large amount of dark purple spiritual energy poured into the three hideous masks. Suddenly, a strange scarlet light burst out from the binocular position of the mask. In the next second, he slammed towards Yumo. Yumo, who was wearing the holy light flame armor, let out a cold snort. Use the skill again, Angel Shield. In an instant, a shield of golden light appeared around Yumo's body. The powerful Gangchi seems to be able to tear the surrounding air. When the ferocious mask bursting with powerful aura on three sides violently hit the golden light shield. The powerful aura and the steady aura immediately clashed fiercely. But in an instant, all three masks were completely shattered by Yumo's shield. Yanmo's attack was easily resolved by Yumo. Yanmo, who has always been frivolous and arrogant, was also shocked at this time. How could there be such a powerful human being? Can you block my attack? Takashi Ito, who was under him, was even more surprised and speechless. This is how much strength Yumo has improved in these 3 days. Can easily resist the attack of the next marriage partner whose strength is S. The Chinese nationals watching the live broadcast were completely excited when they saw Yumo's strength. Yu Shen's strength is too strong. This is the first time I've seen Yu Shen use these two skills. It should be a skill obtained after holding a ceremony with Miss Angel, right? This defense is simply too strong. Just now I was worried that Yu Shen would not be able to handle Sakura Devil's wife, but now it seems that it is easy to handle. HMPH, how could this pair of cherry blossom dogs and men be you God's opponents? Come on, God, this cherry blossom fool. And the citizens of Sakura country sat helplessly on the ground, watching this scene in disbelief. How is it possible? Yumo's fighting ability is too strong. Even Yanmo can't touch him. What kind of exaggerated skill is this? My God, who else can control this Chinese? It seems that within a year, the whole world will belong to China. Ito-san, Yanmo, come on, kill this Chinese man. Give up, everyone. Ito Takashi and Yumo's strengths are not at the same level. The battle in the game world continues. At this moment, after Yumo resisted the attacks of Ito Takashi and Yanmo, his eyes flashed coldly. The whole person disappeared in place immediately. Ryu Ito was stunned. Why did Yumo disappear? Watch out, you idiot. Takashi Ito only felt that he was directly pulled by a powerful force. In front of his eyes, the whole person flew upside down. He fell heavily on the air wall of the initial plane. Takashi Ito, who was in pain from the fall, got up and looked, only to find that Yumo had appeared where he had just stood. And Yu's heavy fist, which was burning with the flame of holy light, almost hit him just now. Obviously Yanmo saved himself just now. Seeing that Yanmo was able to save this devil from his own hands, Yumo immediately decided to kill the Banshee with strength 5 first. Then dealing with this little devil is a piece of cake. Yanmo launched an attack again at this moment, urging the powerful underworld aura again. Unleash your own skills, summoning souls. In the blink of an eye, dozens of cherry blossom ghosts were summoned by Yanmo. All of them bitten towards Yumo with teeth and claws. And Yanmo was still attacking with powerful spiritual energy in the rear. Yumo clenched his fists and unleashed all his attributes. The Pegasus meteor gloves on Yumo's fists burst out with golden light, and every gemstone emitted dazzling light. The golden light and flames burst out with extremely terrifying fist power. Facing this group of cherry blossom ghosts who are biting over, just blast a Pegasus meteor fist. Several punches are like a violent storm, allowing Yumo, who has 121 points in the attribute, to directly maximize the AoE damage of this skill. A golden Pegasus horse bathed in the flames of holy light rushed out. With Yumo's punch, all the cherry blossom ghosts summoned by Yanmo were blown away. The golden Pegasus directly bombarded Yanmo's body like a precise positioning. Ah! Yanmo let out a wail, and was also directly knocked out by Yumo, and slammed heavily on the air wall of the initial plane. Takashi Ito, who collapsed on the ground, looked in horror at Yumo, whose strength was so terrifying. Get up immediately when you are in despair, and use the skill you have acquired on Yumo, Yanluo Falling Soul. I saw a bright red aura descending from the good sky, suddenly bombarding the flame armor on Yumo's body. Yumo, who had just repelled Yanmo, was unavoidable, but he raised his left hand lightly. Directly let the flame armor on his body block the aura released by Takashi Ito. Looking at Takashi Ito's incredulously shocked eyes, Yumo smiled slightly. As far as your attribute is concerned, the power of the skills released is no different from tickling. Then Yumo raised his hand slightly, and the Pegasus meteor glove burst out a burst of flames. It hit Takashi Ito's chest in an instant. Takashi Ito spat out a mouthful of blood, and was immediately knocked down on the floor. Seeing that her husband was easily ravaged by Yumo, Yanmo, who fell to the ground, also fell into a state of extreme madness at the moment. Ah, human, I'm going to send you to hell. At the same moment when Yumo and Yanmo were fighting in full swing, the army of cherry blossom ghosts crossing the sea has also reached the sea surface of the cities along the coast of China. Kushida Mosquito Bear led an army of thousands of ghosts galloping forward. Looking at the Washa territory that is close at hand, Kushida Mosquito roared frantically. Sakura citizens, follow me to massacre the Chinese citizens. Roar! All of a sudden, all ghosts screamed. The light blue transparent body forms a blue wave that can't be seen at a glance. The power of the aura that erupted seems to be swallowing up all the coastal cities of Washa. But at this time, all the Washa soldiers who had been ambushing for a long time heard the orders of the officers in the earphones. The enemy army has arrived. Everyone is ready. 3, 2, 1, fire! All of a sudden, the good soldiers who had been there for a long time appeared immediately. The heavy machine guns at each commanding height were also in place instantly. In the next second, special-made bullets sprayed out from the guns in the hands of each soldier like a torrential rain. Shoot wildly at the Sakura ghosts that have already landed. Bang 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 bang. Bang 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 bang. Bang 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 bang. Accompanied by the full fire of all heavy firepower and light machine guns. The densely packed special bullets all bombarded the entire 400 dumbfounded cherry blossom ghost army. When the special bullet bombarded each Sakura ghost, groups of bursts of green mist instantly melted the ghost's broken body. The army of ghosts who were unstoppable just now were all swallowed up by the sudden burst of green mist. At this moment, the battlefields in the coastal areas of northeast China are like a sky filled with green mist and fireworks. A green mist line of defense that devours ghosts was formed. Instantly wipe out all the high-spirited cherry blossom ghosts. No matter how many Sakura ghosts there are, they can't move forward any further. All the cherry blossom ghosts are also in a state of mind collapse at this moment. What? Huasha has developed a weapon against us. How is it possible? This bullet can directly kill us who have become ghosts. We underestimated Huasha's strength too much. Run fast. Baga, if I had known, I wouldn't have stopped talking to that old guy Kushida. I could still live for 7 days, but now I can't live for a single day. The leader, Kushida Moskima, was even more terrified. How is this going? Huasha's weapons can actually destroy ghosts with the power of ghosts. Impossible, this is impossible. CFCE Kushida Mokuma roared in despair, falling into complete madness. I saw his already transparent and illusory arms waving crazily. He rushed towards the direction of China's territory fiercely. But in the next second, a special bullet hit Kushida Moskima's forehead impartially. The green mist erupted instantly, swallowing Fumi Kushida's entire body immediately. Seeing that Kushida Mokuma is dead, all the Sakura ghost army is even more demoralized. They all fled in the direction of Sakura country behind them. But how could the Huasha military give them this chance? Dozens of helicopters that have been prepared in various regions have already come to the surface of the sea at this time. Facing these ghosts trying to escape, they used heavy machine guns loaded with special bullets to shoot violently. Waves of green mist shot up into the sky, and every cherry blossom ghost that tried to escape was swallowed up and died immediately. The Chinese citizens who watched the live broadcast of the battlefield on TV were completely jubilant. It's great. The military has directly blown up this group of cherry blossom ghosts. Entering China with no regrets in this life, watching these cherry blossom ghosts die completely, is simply too enjoyable. How dare you try to attack our Huasha? Go to hell, little devils. This special bullet is said to be developed based on the national fortune rewards brought to us by God Yu, and its power is really fierce. It's Yushin again. Yushin is worthy of our Huasha Shengguang. Don't stop the firepower. Let these cherry blossom devils completely disappear from this world. On the other side, the cherry blossom nationals saw that the Huasha military was in such a short period of time. He developed a special bullet to restrain ghosts, and made such a perfect defense measure. Their hearts suddenly fell to the bottom. It's over, it's over. Is that possible? How could it be possible for the Huasha people to develop a weapon to restrain our ghost army? Don't forget, the national luck rewards that Yu Mo brought to the Huasha people, how much their intelligence attributes have been improved. I didn't expect that we would lose this battle so quickly. It seems that our great Sakura country is about to perish. In the game world, Yan Mo, who was in a state of rage, burst out all the aura in his body at this moment. The whole body is also floating in midair. The originally charming and beautiful face has now turned into a hideous and ugly ghost. The weird dark purple aura gradually formed a huge ghost mask behind her. The burst of power directly suppressed the weaker Ito Takashi tightly against the air wall, unable to move. Yu Mo, who was wearing the flame armor, also kicked back hard at this moment. Stabilize your body. If he guessed correctly, Yan Mo should use her strongest skills. Falling into hell. Sure enough, in the next second, the evil ghost mask behind Yan Mo suddenly erupted a violent spiritual energy from the sky. The attack range of the aura is extremely large, almost occupying all the space of the entire initial plane. Let Yu Mo dodge the inevitable, facing Yu Mo who has no way out as to bomb down suddenly. The terrifying power instantly cracked and shattered the 4 doors on the initial plane. The invisible and intangible air wall shook out bursts of clearly visible ripples. Yan Mo roared frantically, outputting his spiritual power, and he is here to kill. The Chinese people and the Sakura people watching the live broadcast had their hearts hanging on their chests at this moment. But they found that Yu Mo's expression at this time was still calm and composed. When this powerful aura was about to hit him, Yu Mo used his skill again, Invincible Golden Body. Become invincible within 2s, immune to all skills of the opponent. I saw the powerful aura rushing towards him, and Yu Mo, who had already turned into a golden body, remained motionless. Did not suffer any damage at all. And at this moment, the dreamy gossip pendant on Tian's chest began to buzz. The gossip card in the center began to rotate violently, and the sapphire inlaid on it began to emit extremely dazzling light. A blurred golden gossip diagram suddenly appeared from behind Yu Mo. Store all of Yan Mo's extremely violent aura in it. Yu Mo was overjoyed. He didn't expect Yan Mo's skill to be a control skill. What? Under Yan Mo's terrified roar, Jingguang Bagwadu poured out the absorbed spiritual energy. Double the power of this extremely powerful falling Yama, and violently bombard Yan Mo's body. Oh, Yan Mo, who was hit by his own skills, was immediately penetrated by extremely powerful aura. I saw her vitality draining away at a rapid rate. A white light was stripped from her body, then suddenly drilled into the ground and disappeared. When I looked at Yan Mo's body again, I found that Yan Mo had turned into a bone skeleton wearing a luxurious kimono. Looking at Yan Mo's miserable state, Yu Mo couldn't help taking a breath, if he didn't have enough strength. Who can resist this powerful and terrifying blow? At this time, Yu Mo stood proudly in front of Takashi Ito like a god of war in heaven. And Takashi Ito, who was lying on the ground, was completely shocked by Yu Mo's fighting power. He immediately got up, kneeling weakly in front of Hei. Please, please. But before Ito Takashi finished speaking, Yu immediately threw a heavy punch. Powerful punches combined with scorching flames. It directly blasted Ryu Ito into a cloud of fly ash. Death of a player in Sakura country detected. 10 minutes later, a disaster will randomly occur in Sakura Kingdom. After the disaster is over, players will be selected to enter the game again. Yu Mo looked coldly at the text prompt that appeared in the game. Afterwards, the holy armor buff on his body was removed, and his original figure was restored. Then silently returned to his initial plane. Although he won a complete victory in this battle, he continued to use skills and confront the powerful Yan Mo. The spiritual power in his body was almost exhausted. It's time to go back and rest for a while. Seeing that Yu Mo ended Takashi Ito and Yan Mo, the shop people cheered. Who else? Who else in this world? Yu Shen's strength is simply against the sky now. Even the Banshee with S strength is not his opponent. Great. This Sakura devil. Ha ha ha. Who made you Sakura ghosts dare to provoke us Washa? Yu Shen is so handsome. This strength is simply against the sky. I heard that our Washa army also gained great victories on the battlefield. Long live Washa. At the same time, the fighting in various areas along the northeast coast of China has also completely ended. There are special bullets developed by scientific researchers. The Washa army directly wiped out all the ghost army that invaded China without a single soldier. In the Washi official meeting room, everyone was celebrating the victory of this battle in full swing. The great elder was all smiles, and said to everyone very pleased. Attention all departments. This defensive battle has achieved a great victory. Our Chinese scientific researchers, army soldiers, and comrades who participated in this battle have contributed a lot. Now I announce that all comrades who participated in this battle will be awarded a series of rewards such as medals of honor and condolence bonuses. Open various network channels to let the world know the news of China's great victory. Washa, never to be violated. Everyone's emotions reached their highest point at this moment. Washa, never to be violated. Washa, never to be violated. Washa, never to be violated. And the citizens of Sakura country have completely fallen into despair and collapse at this time. From the very beginning of the national fortune marriage game, the Sakura kingdom has been constantly suffering from disasters. First, Hokkaido City, which was hit by a huge earthquake. Once again, Guangdao City was bombed by atomic bombs. Then they suffered the National Games reward of Yan Luo's physique S and directly lost a large number of citizens. After these citizens became ghosts, they went to attack Washa without knowing life or death. Annihilated by the Chinese army. Now Takashi Ito, who provoked Yu Mo, was beheaded directly by him, and they were about to encounter another disaster. At this moment, the citizens of Sakura feel the fate of the country's destruction. Oh, it's the fault that we have become citizens of Sakura country in this life. It seems that our Sakura people are about to disappear on this planet. He, may I ask which country is worse than our cherry blossom country? Hurry up and find a chance to eat something you want, and hug the one you love, maybe you will die soon. When the disaster strikes later, the dead can still become ghosts and survive. So what? Are you going to attack Huasha? 10 minutes later, the cherry blossom country, the sky above Fugong City. A streak of dark purple light shot down into the sky. Precisely shine on every surviving Sakura national. All the cherry blossom citizens were terrified at the moment, watching the light pouring into their bodies. But no matter how they run and dodge, still can't escape the weird light that landed precisely. But at the moment of being irradiated, all the citizens did not feel any discomfort. There was no change in the body either. This group of cherry blossom citizens were very surprised. What happened? What kind of disaster is this? I don't know, I don't think I have any discomfort. Could it be that this game has shown mercy and let us go? Maybe. I don't feel anything until now. But when the cherry blossom citizens in Fugong City were talking about it, the radiation monitoring equipment of various nuclear power plants in Fukuoka City rang out sharp and piercing sounds. People working inside the plant immediately understood what was happening. Looking at the ray of light shining on their bodies, they said in despair, "This is nuclear radiation." Sure enough, disaster is still coming. The ray of this nuclear radiation, the intensity has exploded. Everyone, wait to die. Half an hour later, all the cherry blossom citizens who had survived in Fugong City died suddenly. Yumo returned to his homeland. Immediately in an open area of the farm, use the home supply card you got today, fast food seeds. The moment it was just used, many fresh tender seedlings grew in the ground immediately. The three wives also came out of the castle at this time to welcome Zili who had just returned. Xiao Wu and Fanju came to Yumo's side curiously, and said to Yumo in surprise, "Brother, what good thing is this? Is it food? Husband, what are you planting?" Kyle came over curiously to have a look, and didn't say anything, even though he was very curious in his heart. Yumo smiled and said to the three peerless beauties, "This is a fast grain seed, we will have a staple food in the future, and we don't have to eat Wagyu beef for every meal. 0. No matter how raw our Wagyu beef is, it won't be able to support us to eat like this." Fanju cheerfully pointed at Xiao Wu and said, "No wonder, the Wagyu cows on the farm are scared and run away when they see Xiao Wu." Several Wagyu cubs stopped playing with Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu scratched her head in embarrassment, and said to Fanju, "HMPH, what are you talking about? I do all the work, and you eat the most." Kyle looked at the sprouts that appeared on the ground, and seemed to think of something. Then he walked to the side of Tianchi well and took a bucket of Tianchi divine water. Then he returned to the crowd and sprinkled several scoops of water on these young shoots. Unexpectedly, the tender shoots would grow rapidly in front of everyone after being drenched by the divine water of Tianchi. After a while, a lot of grains that can be used as staple food were produced. Seeing that Yumo had dinner tonight, he was pleasantly surprised. "Kyle, I didn't expect you to be so smart. How do you know that Tianchi Shenshui is useful for this food seed?" The aloof Kyle smiled slightly and said, "It's just a guess." Yumo immediately kissed Kyle on the cheek excitedly. "Great wife." Xiao Wu and Fanju on the side rolled their eyes. Prohibition of showing affection. Smelly man. After the four of them ate and drank enough, various ceremonies began. Yumo, who was tired all day, also wanted to take a good rest and start a new exploration tomorrow. And just when 0 o'clock arrives, a burst of game system prompts appeared in front of the players. "Attention all players, the 3-day novice period is over. The game version is updated. Yumo, Kyle, and Fanju are preparing to start the ceremony." Suddenly saw a prompt from the game system. All of them stopped their actions for an instant. At this moment, the system of the National Fortune matching game continues to play. Version update. The difficulty of the National Fortune marriage game has been increased. All players please pay attention to the following points. 1. The materials, food, water sources, material cards, equipment boxes, etc. of the resource room in the random room will become less, and the chance of players encountering them will decrease accordingly, but the quality will increase accordingly. 2. The initial home will be affected by disasters and weather at any time. Please pay attention to improving the quality of your home and protecting your marriage partner. 3. The initial homeland will randomly face the invasion of monsters of different strengths and levels at night. Please kill them in time. 4. Log into the game through the trading system. Players can exchange their resources for items through the trading system. 5. There will be a god-level boss in the monster room, and the strength will be greatly enhanced by 63. The above is the content of the version update. Effective immediately. After watching the introduction of the game, the 4 people in the castle immediately gathered in the living room of the castle. Look out the window to see what's going on outside. Sure enough, the night sky outside How to Train Your Dragon Stone Castle suddenly became dark. The original bright starry sky was completely covered by dark clouds in the night. A few minutes later, the sky began to thunder and lightning, and the wind howled. Immediately the storm began to rain. But the adult Wagyu on the farm outside the stone castle and the newly born calves, the game is set, the speed of Wagyu reproduction is accelerated. Although he was frightened by the sound of thunder at this moment, he was hiding in a corner of the farm safe and sound. Even the food crops that just grew today are intact at this moment. Looking at the transparent coating outside the window, which is above the midair of the home and isolated from the sky, Yumo smiled slightly. This weather shield is really easy to use. It directly makes our homeland ignore the impact of this disaster weather. Kyle, Fanju and Xiao Wu behind them all said, "You still have such a magical thing. My husband's ability to strategize is really amazing. Brother, at that time I was curious about the use of this thing." Yumo smacked his mouth and complained a few words. "Hey, the thunder and lightning completely wiped out all the emotions just now, it's speechless." Fanju at the side gave Yumo a blank look. "Husband, don't you want to be lazy? Sister Kyle and I are not pregnant yet." Kyle directly hugged Yumo's neck domineeringly. "How, do you want to be obedient?" Yumo smiled helplessly. "Wife, I really don't have one." At this time, many night owls did not rest, watching Yumi's live broadcast. A group of single dogs gritted their teeth in hatred. "Yu Shen is really too much. You want 2 sister-in-laws to stay alone." I'm dying of laughter. Kyle is really a domineering royal sister. What is Yu Shen afraid of? Afraid of his wife. Let's say, what kind of weather blocker is there in the home of the gods? This is outrageous. I just went to another country's live broadcast room to watch. Players who still live in those small shabby houses are suffering from sandstorms, blizzards and other weather. Isn't it too miserable? Go to see the excitement. A group of Chinese nationals who didn't want to be stuffed with dog food immediately switched the live broadcast of players from various countries. They found that the tragic situation of players from various countries is completely different from the warm picture of Yumo flirting with his wives at this time. Eagle sauce picture. Yesterday, after Chris was eaten by the praying mantis killer, a guy named Durant took his place, because he saw Chris was eaten directly by his marriage partner. He was so frightened that he didn't carry out any exploration until today. As a result, after the version update tonight, he encountered heavy rain, and now his home is almost flooded by rain. Sakura country screen. After Ito Takashi's death, a ghost named Anbei Shaosen took his place. He was very high school, and he fantasized that he could save the fate of the Sakura kingdom that was about to perish. After filling the seat, he immediately entered the random room to explore, and he actually found a D+ building upgrade card. In the room, he was facing the snowstorm, which made him shiver in the stone house. Banky country screen. The one who replaced Park was a stick martial arts actor named Li Bingxian. He was quietly wrapping up the leather equipment he got from exploring the random room. Lying in a cabin ravaged by strong winds, the cabin is at risk of being blown away at any time. If it weren't for his martial arts actor's physique, he would have been blown stupid at this time. After watching the live broadcasts of these countries, many Chinese citizens feel extremely comfortable. My God lives in a castle isolated from the bad weather, these trash are almost dead now. It turns out that this is called no harm without contrast. I didn't expect there were survivors from the little devil, I thought the Sakura devils were all dead. Trademark. Watching them suffer makes me feel good. HMPH, these countries have always been hostile to China and even secretly targeting China. They deserve this fate. When the citizens were discussing very enthusiastically on the forum, one citizen said, "Spicy eyes. You go to watch the live broadcast of Asan and Tao, I'm going to throw up." A group of melon-eating people immediately switched the live broadcast screen to the screen of Asan Kingdom and Titanium Kingdom. In the live broadcast screen, Ken Dallet, an antisocial pariah who participated in the game on behalf of the Three Kingdoms. At this moment, Ken Dallet took his wife, Aunt Lizard, and lived in a stable stone house. Totally ignore the hailstorm outside. But I saw through the live broadcast that they were nibbling on a giant fly. According to people familiar with the matter, Ken Dallet, a pariah, has been exploring with the lizard ant for 3 days. But apart from a building upgrade card and a few pieces of common equipment, there is nothing else. Not to mention Ken Dallet's dream wedding house. Even food and water were big problems during these 3 days. Seeing that there was no other way, the stomach Dallets showed their characteristics towards the nation. Let the lizard ant directly start eating the corpses of those monsters in the monster room together with herself. That is the giant fly on their table now. Many Chinese nationals were disgusted when they saw it. As expected of you, Ah-san. You can even eat flies. Did you see the green liquid coming out of that fly's head? I'm going to throw up. What the hell, who tricked us into coming to see Ah-san? It's so disgusting. Which little brother doesn't have a good heart? Want to disgust me to death. The Tao country's live broadcast screen also exploded, and Gripa had already upgraded his homeland. At this time, we are experiencing a terrible snowstorm. He felt that the house was very cold, so he even asked his marriage partner, the Queen of Earthworms, Dolly. He sucked his whole body into his body with the XX of the Earthworm Queen, only exposing his head to hang out. Use this to warm yourself up. And Gripa still had an expression of enjoyment at this time. Seeing this scene, all Chinese citizens were completely disgusted. This titanic death tong is really a complete pervert. Mom, my eyes are dirty, I want to die. Are the Tao people really that disgusting? Oh my god. I'm going to throw up. It's disgusting. And just when everyone was shocked by Gripa's abnormal behavior, Gripa in the game world was suddenly sprayed out by the Earthworm Queen. Gripa's whole body was directly installed on the solid wall, and a big bag was directly hid on his head. Gripa, who was covered in mucus, immediately clamped his throat, rolled his eyes and asked Dolly. What are you doing? Murder your own husband. What are you spraying me out for? Am I uncomfortable inside you? Dolly suddenly shouted angrily. Moron! A monster is approaching outside the room. Gripa was stunned for a moment, and immediately leaned out of the window to have a look. Oh, why are there so many monsters suddenly? At this moment, in Gripa's line of sight, he saw dozens of wolves with sharp fangs. Facing the heavy snow all over the sky, Gripa's home was completely surrounded. Smelling the scent of humans, they were already impatient, with greedy saliva drooling from their mouths. It seemed that in the next second, he would charge in and swallow Gripa alive. Gripa scolded angrily. We are too memorized. As soon as the version is updated, we will encounter random monsters. My lady queen, we have to go out and deal with these monsters. The earthworm began to squirm its body vigorously, and rushed out of the stone house together with Gripa. Start to challenge the pack of wolves outside the door. With Gripa's fire control skills and the ruthless collision of earthworms. 10 minutes later, Gripa and Dolly, who were covered in scars, finally dealt with dozens of wolves. Gripa, who was out of breath, was also so tired that he lost his strength when he returned home, and fell asleep. Seeing that Gripa was not dead, the citizens of the Tao country cursed angrily. Fact, this Gripa is not dead. This pervert survived. How disgusting. Hey, who made him still have some strength? Unless he provokes that Chinese player, otherwise it will be very difficult for him to die. Buddha, let this pervert die quickly, we can't take it anymore. The reason why the people of Tao hate Gripa so much. It was because Gripa and the earthworm vigorously performed the ceremony yesterday. Gripa's rewards are: congratulations to the player for completing the first ceremony and opening the player's personal data panel. Player personal rewards. Beat player life +1/5, body, strength +10, agility, intelligence, charm -20. Acquired skill. Earthquake B. National Titanium National Reward. Earthworm body B. Within the scope of the country, all citizens lifespan +2, body +3, charm -8. Each citizen's body grows a layer of solid skin, which is strong enough to block attacks to a certain extent and enhance the national defense. In addition, 50% of the males in the country become hermaphrodites. This National Games Award can be enjoyed by the citizens of the Tao country, and those who have no sense of belonging to the Tao country, those who hate the Tao country, and intend to betray the Tao country can accept it. Charm -8, turning into an ugly monster, the people of the Tao country put up with it, anyway, the people of the Tao country are ugly. A layer of stone-like skin grew on the body, making it even uglier. The people of the Tao country also endured it, and it has become uglier anyway. But 50% of the males in the country have become hermaphrodites. How can the people of the whole country bear it? A group of males with normal orientation have grown something that shouldn't grow. Even some Tao nationals who underwent gender reassignment surgery have grown chest hair and beard again. All of a sudden, it can be said that the gender of the entire country of Tao was completely messed up. Thanks to Togrippa, every Tao person now can say that people are not like people, and ghosts are not like ghosts. It was ridiculed wildly by the nationals of all countries. Some Tao people couldn't even accept the changes in themselves, and chose to commit suicide. Except for Gripa, who encountered monsters attacking his home. Players from dozens of countries have also been attacked by night monsters. Although the strength of these night monsters is not very strong, some players have just filled in. Either it's the African chief who didn't drive anything in these 3 days. They were already suffering from hunger and cold, but now they were facing the sudden attack of night monsters. He could only helplessly resist, and finally died tragically in the hands of these monsters. Several countries were hit by disasters within a few minutes. Family, come to God soon. You God, they were also attacked by monsters. A big V in the Washaw forum issued an order, and the Washaw citizens who were still watching the excitement in other countries ran back to Yumo's live broadcast room. Yumo was about to continue the ceremony with Fanju and Kyle just now. The movement outside the castle was heard again. Yumo and his 3 wives looked out the window and found dozens of ferocious wild boars with green eyes and flesh all over their bodies. The castle where they lived has been firmly surrounded. Some of the wild boars were walking towards the shivering Wagyu cows on the farm. Yumo took a look at the system. Monster. Wild boar. Opening square bracket : closing square bracket. Strength. D+. Seeing their data, Yumo scolded immediately. Where did the garbage monster come from, dare to disturb us? Still want to eat our Wagyu beef? Wife, wait, I'll clean them up. But when Yumo made a move, the 3 wives all stopped Yumo. Brother, let me come, please, I haven't exercised for a long time, don't worry, it won't affect the baby. Husband, let Fanju show you Fanju's strength. Hey, I'll just come. Yumo was stunned for a moment. Unexpectedly there are still people who are robbing him of his work. But it's okay, anyway, this group of wild boars are not strong, and the 3 wives can easily deal with them. Yumo nodded, and tacitly allowed Xiao Wu and the 3 to go out to fight the wild boars. The most excited one is Xiao Wu, even though she is pregnant with her and Yumo's baby. But he jumped down directly from the attic of the castle, and aimed at the 2 wild boars who wanted to bite the Wagyu with a soul skill, waist bow. The 2 wild boars were immediately kicked into the sky by Xiao Wu, and fell heavily to the ground, that is, nuclear dead. Seeing Xiao Wu's movements, Yumo was shocked and said, Xiao Wu, take it easy. At this moment, Fanju summoned her own 9 red fox tails. A little bit of fire immediately burned on the tip of Fanju's tail. The lithe figure immediately floated in midair, and Yishi shot out several hot fireballs towards the wild boar on the ground. How could the wild boar man withstand Fanju's firepower, and was directly burned to ashes. Kyle, on the other hand, doesn't talk too much, and spreads out his 4 wings, summoning the holy gold armor and the flame holy sword. He flew down and slashed wildly, beheading several wild boars at once. In just 2 minutes, dozens of wild boars surrounding the castle were completely defeated by Yumo's 3 wives. Yumo in the attic looked at them with satisfaction and had them as helpers. If in the future when I encounter a strong enemy that cannot be defeated, with their help, I will definitely be able to turn defeat into victory. Seeing the brave fighting postures of the 3 peerless beauties, the citizens of Washaw were very excited. The 3 sister-in-laws are amazing. Yu Shen is so happy. I don't even have to deal with a monster attack, Yu Shen's family status is so high. Xiao Wu's sister-in-law is really too powerful, close combat. I like sister-in-law Fanju better, She just controlled the flame attack in midair, she is like a fairy. Am I the only one who likes the heroic sister-in-law Kyle? Sister Gao Lengyu, who doesn't talk too much, I love it so much. Cough cough cough, these are all wives of you God, what are you doing? After solving these monsters, Yumo finally breathed a sigh of relief. He greeted his 3 wives back to the castle and completed the unfinished ceremony. As the Washa Live broadcast screen turned into darkness, all the Chinese citizens relaxed and fell asleep one after another. But at the same time, many players from various countries died tragically at the hands of the night attack monsters. Their death brought different degrees of disasters to their countries and cities. On this night, millions or even tens of millions of people lost their lives. The first night of the update of the game version of the National Fortune Matching game is destined to be restless. The next morning, Yumo woke up early. To Yumo's excitement, after last night's ceremony, she is finally pregnant. Congratulations, player, you have successfully made your wife Fanju pregnant. You have obtained a personal reward. Qingqiu Magic Power S is upgraded to Qingqiu Immortal Technique S+. The player's life expectancy is increased by +15, and the body, strength, agility, intelligence, and charm are increased by +15. Skill increase. Flame Barrier S. Washa National Reward. Qingqiu Blessing S is upgraded to Qingqiu Shanan S+. Within the scope of the country, all nationals have an extra life span of +4, body +3, and wisdom +3, and a current disease in the national body is completely cured. This national games rewards all Chinese nationals, and those who have no sense of belonging to China, hate China, or intend to betray China cannot enjoy it. Yumo was very pleasantly surprised. It seems that the amount of newer in the past 2 days. With the assistance of Tianqi Shenshui, he and Fangju finally welcomed their little fox baby. Yumo embraced the cute and well-behaved Fangju excitedly, and said softly to her, "Good wife, give me a kiss. Hee, since you are pregnant like Xiaowu, you should rest at home on weekdays and pay attention to your baby's safety. Like when you dealt with those monsters last night, don't use your fairy magic to fly around." Fangju was also very happy at this time. She pouted and said to Yumo, "HMPH, I want you to take care of it. I am so strong, I can definitely take care of the baby in my stomach. Why didn't you say that Xiaowu was still doing that kind of difficult moves last night?" Yumo remembered at this moment, grabbed Xiaowu's furry long rabbit ears. "That's right, why did you use the waist bow last night?" Xiaowu cried out in pain. "Oh, brother, it hurts. Fangju, you just don't cheat on me. From now on, the little fox will definitely follow your cunning." Kyle, who was on the side, looked at the pregnant two, and there seemed to be envy in his eyes. After Yumo noticed it, he whispered in his ear, "Honey, don't be envious, we're here too." After hearing this, Kyle slapped Yumo on the shoulder. "Screw you." After quarreling with the girls, Yumo left his homeland and returned to his original plane. After seeing Fangju's pregnancy, the nationals of Washa gave a detailed introduction of the national fortune rewards they received. They all rubbed their eyes in disbelief, confirming repeatedly. Until the sky above the Washa territory, several cyan lights suddenly descended like a torrential rain. The cyan divine light is quickly and accurately injected into the body of every Chinese citizen. Let every Chinese citizen have a feeling that can be described as beautiful. Especially obvious are those Chinese nationals who are seriously ill. Although after several national games rewards, their lifespan has been increased. But their disease has not been cured, and they are still suffering from the brilliance of the disease. The previous national fortune reward, Blessing of Qingqiu S, just added the attribute of immortal medicine that can overcome diseases to all plants. But this still needs to be explored by scientists in various medical research fields. But today, after Fangju became pregnant, Qingqiu Ensis directly cured a disease in the body of all Chinese citizens. Some patients who had lung cancer and coughed up blood continued to recover immediately after receiving the National Games Award. One had bone cancer and was unable to move at all, but he was able to jump around immediately after receiving the National Games Reward. What is even more exaggerated is that those myopia, deafness and blindness were all cured. All of a sudden, the whole country was shocked, and countless Chinese citizens suffering from diseases shed tears. Kneeling directly to Yumo in the live broadcast, Thank God. Thank you, Fanju. Woo. How many years have I been tortured by this disease? How many years of pain? I have recovered. You God has extended our lifespan and healed our diseases. We cannot repay this kindness. Fortunately we have you in Washa. You God. I'm finally standing up. I'm finally standing up. You Mo, thank you. I have diabetes, and I just started testing my blood sugar and it really recovered, thank you UG. Washa officials even broadcast news on various TV stations to praise Yumo for his dedication to China. The great elder directly planned to give Yumo the Medal of Honor for taking the lead. When he comes out of the game 3 years later, give him this highest honor. Yumo in the game world still doesn't know the lively scene outside the country. After returning to the original plane, he took the lead in opening the trading system that was opened after the game version was updated. The player only needs to touch the light screen at the corresponding position on the initial plane. You can see the items that players from various countries expect to exchange on the game line. The trading system also protects the privacy of players very much, and will not allow the names of players from various countries to appear on the trading mall. As Yumo sees now. Country XX, Player XX. Item 001. Heat Li Hao Golden Broadsword, Strength plus 13, Body plus 6, Sensitivity minus 8. Expected exchange items. Equipment, clothes. Introduction. Warm ones, thick ones. It was so cold last night. I almost didn't survive. Country XX, Player XX. Item 003. Edible venison 300 grams. Expected exchange item. Building upgrade card. Introduction. Who has more building upgrade cards? Give me one. My house was blown to pieces by the wind last night. To Yumo's shock, although in his eyes, these things placed on the mall are rubbish. But now just early in the morning, there are dozens of exchange records. It seems that I have acquired some unnecessary resources in the future. You can get this transaction mall to deal with. After closing the trading system, you looked up at the random room with the black dragon mark. The resource room, inside is a home material card. If you refresh it, with the update of the game version, you will have unexpected rewards. The system really sent me a warm little padded jacket in time. System, refresh the room. With Yumo's thought, he immediately consumed 100 source points to refresh. Ding. The host chooses to refresh the materials in the material room, consuming 100 source points. The system is refreshed immediately. 1000-dimensional template refresh completed. Accompanied by the successful refresh of the dimensional template system. Immediately, a string of words that only Yumo could see appeared in the material room in front of him. Name. Refining Equipment Shinha Furnace. Type. Home Material Card. Quality. A. Function. Players can put all kinds of quality equipment into the Godfire Furnace, and each piece of equipment will get a melting value after smelting. Players can choose different smelting values to recast higher quality equipment. Note only the host can see when the smelting value reaches 100, artifacts can be created. Requirement. The grade of the main building home is above B. Yumo's eyes lit up immediately, and he almost wanted to slap his thigh fiercely in front of the eyes of hundreds of millions of viewers. During the first 3 days of novice period, I explored a lot of equipment rooms. But see those low-quality novice weapons and equipment. I have always glanced, and I don't take a few more glances at all. If I keep all those equipments, I don't know how much smelting value I have already saved for this refiner Shinha furnace. But Yumo thought about it again. The function of the trading system came here. In addition to the equipment that can be obtained by your own daily exploration. There are also weapons and equipment that players hang on the trading system to seek exchange. And I have the most critical resource in this game, that is food. My current food is not only food that can mature quickly. There are also high-grade wagyu that reproduce extremely fast. More importantly, their own food resources are endless. When browsing the trading system this morning, many players exchanged food for good resources. It can be seen how important food is to every player. And Yumo who masters this resource can greatly increase the speed of obtaining smelting value by exchanging for equipment. Thinking of this, Yumo immediately opened the door and opened the treasure chest in the room. Refining Artifact Shinha Furnace S Home Supplies card was successfully obtained. After reading the introduction of Smelting Artifact Shinha Furnace, Chinese players were once again shocked by Yu Mo's European spirit. Yu Shen is full of European energy early in the morning. Maybe today we can get the National Games reward again. Doesn't that mean that God will be able to create his own equipment in the future? Yun. You say, will this God stove create epic equipment like the two pieces on God's body? Then Yu Shen is completely invincible in this game. Laughing to death, Yu Shen has long been invincible in this game. Okay, how much national power of our China has been improved in 3 days? And those nationals who are hostile to China all said enviously after seeing the rewards Yu Mo received. Ziba, the version has just been updated, the first random room got such a good thing. How can someone have such good luck all the time? It's really an exaggeration. Fake, how can you play this? Now the Chinese people can make their own equipment. Yu Mo, be yourself. You won't be wearing a magic outfit in the next few days when other players are still holding novice equipment. Don't tell me upstairs, it's really possible. In the Washa official meeting room, a staff member handed over a paper document to the Great Elder. The Great Elder opened it and saw that it was the letter of apology sent to Washa by the surviving officials of the Sakura official and a large number of people. They are deeply sorry for the attack on Washa by those Cherry Blossom citizens who turned into ghosts yesterday. He also promised that starting from this year, he would pay Washa a certain amount of money every year as an apology. I hope Washa raises its hands high and spares the surviving Cherry Blossom citizens. After reading it, the Great Elder casually threw the letter aside, laughing. These little devils know how to beg for mercy now. That is to say, they still have a few years to live, otherwise they will also be buried in the CFCJ-C area in the northeast. The rest of the officials said after reading the letter. These little devils are indeed people who are greedy for life and afraid of death, provoking as Washa knows that we are invincible, and now they bow their knees. Aren't the little cherry blossoms like this? Where did the Bushido spirit come from? It's all fart. Great Elder, attack the land of the Cherry Blossom Kingdom. Avenge the past. That's right, the Sakura Kingdom has lost a large number of citizens, and 3 cities have been destroyed by disasters. Now is the best time to defeat them. The Great Elder waved his hand and said, our Washa has always been a state of etiquette. Now they have surrendered to us, and there is no need to kill them all. Furthermore, if we directly send troops to attack Sakura country, maybe several countries that are hostile to us will use this as an excuse to unite and attack us. Although China's current national strength, because of Yu Mo's National Games Award, has jumped to the top of the world. But if there is a war, there will be sacrifices. If it is not at an important moment, we cannot take the lead in launching a war. Then the Great Elder smiled slightly. Besides, tidy up Sakura country, Yu Mo will help us finish it. In the game world, Yu Mo, who got the refiner Shinha furnace, walked out of the random room. He was the first to return to his homeland. Xiao Wu, Fanju, Kyle and the others saw that Yu came back after only going out for 10 minutes. They all came out of the castle curiously, came to Yu's side and asked. Brother, what happened? Husband, why did you come back so quickly today? Have you encountered any strong enemies? Facing the concern of the 3 wives, Yu Mo just smiled and shook his head. It's nothing, I just got a good thing. Come back and play around. After finishing speaking, Yu Mo took out the home material card of refining artifact Shinha furnace and used it immediately. In the next second, a huge cauldron appeared beside the farm. The main body of the smelting furnace is round and made of thick bronze, with a copper-green luster shining in the sun. The entire furnace body is made of countless fine lines interlaced, and each line seems to record ancient inheritance and wisdom. The huge double door is the entrance to the refining furnace, and the door is engraved with all kinds of strange runes and patterns. The top of the refining furnace is a wide dome, which is inlaid with a huge transparent crystal. The crystal contains endless aura, shining with colorful light all the time, like flowing gems. Seeing the god stove with such a shocking appearance, the eyes of Xiao Wu and others brightened. What a cool stove, what is it for smelting? This stove exudes a strong aura, it is a god at first glance. This furnace can produce fetishes. I sensed it. Yu Mo smiled and let the 3 wives visit the god stove, while he walked into the castle. I took out the wagyu beef left over from yesterday. And start cutting neatly divided. After a while, Yumo came out of the castle carrying portions of cut Wagyu beef. Later, he came to the farm to collect dozens of grains. Back to his original plane, Yumo opened the trading system and quickly put all his products on the shelves. Country XX, Player XX. Item, Premium Wagyu Beef 10 to 0G. Expected exchange item, Equipment X2. Introduction. Any quality is fine. Country XX, Player XX. Item 042, Grain 100 grams. Expected exchange item, Equipment X2. Introduction. Any quality is fine. Soon, Yumo put on the shelves 10 high-grade Wagyu and 10 grains. Each portion is 100 grams, which can be exchanged for 2 pieces of equipment of any quality. After processing, Yumo shut down the trading system. Continue to choose to enter the random room with the black dragon mark for exploration. Chinese nationals watching this scene praised Yumo's business acumen one after another. Ha 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 ha, Yu Shen's little calculation is really good. One piece of 100 grams of food can be exchanged for 2 pieces of equipment. One said one is really black. What the hell? Anyway, it's the resources of players from other countries. Laughing to death, what Yu Shen brought out was only 2 caddies of Wagyu beef and 2 caddies of grain. It was no pain to him, but it could be exchanged for 20 pieces of equipment. Don't even mention it, there seem to be a lot of players who are starving to death now. Maybe God is going to make money. Citizens of other countries who watched China's live broadcast also complained. Washa is too dark, isn't he? 100 grams of food is enough for 2 pieces of equipment. If it were me, I wouldn't make this kind of deal even if I starved to death. Come on, when you're really hungry to the point of death, I'll see if you change it. He has just obtained a god stove, and he is about to start preparing to build equipment. It seems that he will become stronger again. This mind, alas, it would be great if the idiot who represents our country is half as smart as him. In the game world, Yumo began to explore the room with the black dragon mark all the way. Monster, trap room, resource room. With Yumo's current strength and the system's prompts, when Yumo encounters a monster, he punches in seconds. When he encounters a trap room, he immediately cracks it, and when he encounters a resource room, he quickly collects it. In half an hour, Yumo explored about 10 rooms one after another. But maybe Yumo's luck is mediocre today, and he hasn't come across a new marriage room until now. But when Yumo walked out of an empty room again, he finally saw one of the 4 random doors respawn. There is a golden dragon mark printed on it. Yes, it is no longer the black dragon mark, but the golden dragon mark. Sure enough, Yumo immediately saw the prompt behind this door. Monster room. Behind the door is the boss Dark Spirit Demon Dragon. Freysa, there is a chance to explode the reward. The strength is SS. It cannot be used as food. With your current strength, you can defeat the work only after you are seriously injured. Hint: if the host calls Kyle for help, he will be slightly injured, and then he will be defeated. Call Xiaowu and Fanju to defeat him without injury, but Xiaowu and Fanju will be in danger of miscarriage. 1. Asterisk 3. Finally come. The Dark Spirit Dragon, the boss I have been looking for, finally found it under the guidance of Dragon Hunting Picture. Yumo looked at the reminder of the Dimension template, and immediately decided without hesitation in his heart that only Kyle, who was not pregnant, could help. After all, as their husbands, they must protect their wives and not let them suffer any harm. Not to mention sacrificing one's own child in order to defeat a boss. And seeing Yumo discovering this random door with the golden dragon imprint, all the Chinese people are excited. The mark of the golden dragon. Not the mark of the black dragon. Yes, you read that right, this mark is golden, not the black one like before. So does this mean that Yu Shen finally found the boss under the guidance of the item Dragon Hunting Map? I think so too. Is Yu Shen going to start preparing to slay the dragon? Wow, the scene later must be even more exciting than the movie screen. Just wait and watch. But this is a boss, or a dragon. I don't know how strong it is. Yumo immediately returned home, came to Kyle who was resting and said, "Honey, come with me. I need your help." Then he explained the situation to Kyle. As soon as Kyle heard it, he immediately regained his spirits, although he didn't respond to Yu Xie. But a pair of emerald green eyes have already revealed a strong fighting spirit. Xiao Wu and Feng Ju surrounded her and asked curiously, "Brother, what's the matter?" Did you encounter some strong enemy? Husband, why did you only ask Sister Kyle to help you? Xiao Wu and I can also fight. Yu Mo gently explained to the two. Don't worry, Kyle and I are enough. You are pregnant, for the sake of our baby's safety, you stay at home and wait for Kyle and me to come back. Xiao Wu and Fanju looked at each other, thinking of the baby in their womb. I can only reluctantly agree. Before departure, Kyle assured Xiao Wu and Fanju. Don't worry, I will protect him. Even if he dies, I will definitely guarantee his safe return. Yu Mo felt warm in his heart, and then brought Kyle to the initial plane. Standing in front of the monster's room with the golden dragon mark, Yu Mo said to Kyle at this time, Honey, are you ready? This is the first time we've fought side by side. Kyle smiled slightly. It's already ready. After all, a holy light flashed, and Kyle was immediately equipped with her holy gold armor. The four wings behind him suddenly opened, and the flame holy sword appeared in his hand immediately. Yu Mo smiled slightly, opened the door and led Kyle in. As soon as the two entered the door, they were in a huge dark cave. If it weren't for Kyle's holy gold armor, it would emit the holy light that illuminates the cave. There is absolutely no light source here. The cave is filled with a rotten atmosphere and suffocating darkness, and the surrounding rock walls are covered with moss, giving people a cold and terrifying feeling. Suddenly, a deep roar came from the depths of the cave, which made the cave tremble slightly. At this time, a huge figure gradually emerged from the darkness. It is the boss Dark Spirit Dragon, Freysa, a dragon-shaped monster with Western characteristics. Freysa was tens of meters long, and his scales were like black iron, shining with a strange purple-black light. On the dragon's head, a pair of dark eyes shone slightly, revealing incomparable cruelty and indifference. Its eyes seem to be able to penetrate people's souls, making people feel that they can see everything at a glance, and a trace of fear arises in their hearts. Freysa's dragon claws are thick and powerful, and sharp claws like blades can be seen on each claw. It seems that they all carry the power of destruction, enough to tear the earth and life apart. Both sides of the dragon body are covered with ravine-like dragon wings. This pair of huge wings is covered with black feathers, and each feather seems to be inlaid with evil eyes. In the darkness, these pupil-like lines exude a sinister and devilish aura, as if to devour all life. Freysa's tail is long and powerful, with an extremely sharp tip, like a giant axe. Roar. Along with a dragon chant, the information of the furious Freysa was also displayed by the game system. Monster. Dark Spirit Dragon. Name. Freysa. Strength. SS 1000. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.